you want to find off your parents. So the best thing to do is
I just wanted to be weird.
Yeah, I don't know that I want.
I think I wanted to be different.
That's a big part of it. My thing too was like what'll piss off because my parents liked the Beatles. I dug the Beatles. They liked Johnny Cash. I like Johnny Cash. Where do we make a drawing?
Yeah,
you know,
they were already cool to begin with.
Then it's like Snoop Dogg. We can draw a line right there.
Turn
it's
that
like,
off.
They ain't gonna. What is this? What is this? You guys just talking over beats, you know? So you could finally fucking piss them off. Run DMC, Raising Hell. I know that wasn't their cup of tea, which I dug.
It's so silly to think that it's not difficult or intricate or complex in the way that normal pop music is, but that's just the naivete of an earlier generation.
What's really cool about both of you is that you're both animated, which is not something a lot of people can say. Like, hey, I have an animated version of me. Like the song that we were just listening to, Finger Up My Butt, which is awesome. I love the animation on that. By
who
by
did
the way,
that was a buddy of mine. I think I'll say his name. His name is Steve Olson. He's a animator. I think he works some, and he'd been a fan for a while. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't. He works for a TV show. I don't want. Sometimes I don't like to get him in trouble, but he's definitely a working animator, and
one of the bigger ones too.
Yeah, one of the bigger animated shows, and he did that in a video just as good, if not better, animated for a song on my first record called "Drop 'Em Out."
Chris, you might know this because you've been in animation a lot too. Also, what do they use to animate nowadays? Like that kind of looked like a Flash, but I don't think people use Flash anymore. I've been practicing on like an iPad Pro app, and it's really awesome how easy it is to do it now. Like,
seriously?
Man, I don't know.
Maybe I overpaid him.
I don't know. I'm sure the technology is always changing so fast.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm sure it's something else,
But it's not the old days of sending it off to whatever Korea or.
it's not like lining up the
here's-
the letters up in
that was pretty cool.
the box. Like they would do the
So
crosswords.
did you make this or?
This is me and Titmouse.
By the way, my dream would be to have a cartoon by Titmouse.
They are consistently awesome.
Yeah.
He posts stuff on his Instagram that are like old drawings he did for the Beavis and Butthead acid trip scene, and he's just been around.
Who's Titmouse?
He's a guy named Chris. I want to say Prynoski. I might be mispronouncing his last name.
Yeah.
Just
but
an animator.
He's just been around for a long time. He's really awesome, and so we were able to work on something together, and it was a great experience.
Yeah.
A holy experience.
I'll tell you what. It's two. Well, actually, I was say one word I like and one not so much, but I like his name.
Yeah, one of my favorite Titmouse.
I might be messing it up, so his real name you might not like.
Yeah, I wanted to know him as Titmouse.
One of my favorite Titmouse cartoons was King Star King, which is you can find on. I think I bought mine on iTunes. It's one of the most ridiculous cartoons in the whole entire world.
It has been nice doing business with you. A skiddly dee and a skiddly do. I'm Tim Toomer. I'm Tim Toomer. Oh.
But it's very fucking just crazy shit. That's what I like about it. So if you have you seen it, Chris?
Have I seen that?
Yeah, King Star King.
No, I haven't. But it looks a lot like Super Jail, and
Yeah.
it looks like it's made by the same people that made Super Jail.
What's
And
some cool
Super Jail was
what's
awesome.
some cool animation I should be watching? A buddy of mine was telling me the other day because when you're out on the road and you're playing, it's tough to kind of
If you had a
find
lot
this
of
shit.
time to kill on the road, what should you watch?
Yeah, something I can super binge on.
Definitely Rick and Morty. If you're not,
That's what I was.
Everybody loves that right
Somebody
now.
recommended Rick and Morty. Is that the one I should be?
oh fuck yeah, it's probably like I actually put it off for a long time when it first came out because I was like, hey, what's this Back to the Future ripoff, And then when I started dating my girlfriend, she's super into it, so I decided, hey, I'll just buy the first season, see what happens. I watched the whole in one sitting, the whole first season, and then I started watching the second season, and then I had to wait like a year for this third season, which just started.
So that's why it's all kind of buzzing right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When you go on the road, and you, MC Chris, you may know this too, is
I must know a lot of stuff. You guys think I know a lot of stuff.
yeah. So you're saying you don't know anything, but
I don't know that much.
You learn technology real fast because you're on a bus or a van all day. It's like. So what I've been digging is the Netflix now that you can download it and keep it on your fucking.
Oh, really?
thing.
You can do that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I think
You're
Amazon,
showing me something. You're teaching me.
It's fucking badass because obviously my van ain't got Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
So you in the hotel at night, you make sure you download all the shit you want to watch the next day.
That's right.
That's the best because especially when you're in Canada and like you still have cell phone service, but it takes like 20 minutes to download a JPEG. It's like torture.
I don't want to go.
I
I actually am going.
I can't whack off.
This is
Rick and regret it. The payoff is huge.
Rick and Morty.
I turned myself into a pickle, Morty. Boom! Big reveal.
Somebody tweet
I'm a
me and let me know
pickle.
if it's on
What do you think
Netflix.
about
It
that?
is.
I turned
No,
myself
it's not.
into a
It's on
pickle.
Hulu, I think.
I think I
What are
got
you just
that.
staring at me for, bro? I turned
It's on
myself into a
Adult Swim.
pickle, Morty. And?
Do you'll watch it, right, Chris?
I haven't seen the new season, but I watched the first season,
Yeah.
and it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. It's great that they're making cartoons because they were really into live action for a long time, and this is hopefully the beginning of a lot more like major focus put on animation, which is, you know, Cartoon Network. You want to see cartoons.
Adriel on Twitter tweeted, "What's your favorite type of animation? 2D, 3D, stop motion, claymation, or what style of animation time period is your favorite?"
You know, there's so much there's some of my major things, like if I had top fives, they would probably be like all like Popeye and Superman from the back in the day. But then also I love Brad Bird, I love Incredibles, I love Iron Giant, I love that stuff. So, you know, I think all that's my favorite stuff, and that's a lot of Iron Giant is a combination of 2D and 3D, and the Fleischer stuff. You know, that's all 2D and back in the day, but kind of.
Iron Giant, is that a... I think that's the one my brother said was one of his... It's a movie, right?
It's a cartoon, cartoon movie.
Yeah, he's one of the, I think that was one my brother said was one of his favorite movies.
Oh, wow.
Who's the voice? It's
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, that's right.
Diesel.
Yeah,
That's right.
Because
I
he
forgot
told me
about that.
he's told me about this Vin Diesel movie. He's like, fuck
He's
off.
like a 4-leaf clover.
Yeah.
Are you excited about the new Dark Crystal? Did you guys ever watch Dark Crystal?
I did
growing-
watch that. Yeah.
That was my favorite.
That was
growing
so
up.
fucking creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess Netflix is now redoing it, and they put up a trailer of it. I hope they don't fuck it up. Have you been following this at all?
I haven't been. I don't know any news about it. I think wasn't Genny Tartakovsky attached to some sort of Dark Crystal thing for a second?
Wasn't that? Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it Jim Henson?
Yeah, here's
yeah.
a trailer.
Probably the hardest thing that I've ever worked on. I think of it as sort of a work of
It's
art.
Duncan Trussell.
It's something hundreds of people created. It's a wonderful texture and depth to this world. It was the most work, it was the most difficult, but it was the most fun, it was the most rewarding. And of all projects, it's the one that I'm the most proud of.
Man, I love Jim Henson.
I heard they're making the main character, you know, the one guy, or they're making him transgender.
Is that real?
No.
Oh, we're just trying to start some shit.
Yeah. Well, we saw it. My wife and I, we saw it at Nighthawk in Brooklyn, just like before we left, and I saw it in a new way. I saw it as like an apocalyptic story because the elders, they're like gonna die. It's like the end of their whole reign, and they're all gonna just kind of float off into the air, you know,
Yeah.
and disintegrate. And so he's like the last of this kind of people, and it just feels like he's going across this kind of landscape that's like decimated, and it's the beginning of something new. And at the ending, this whole new kingdom pops up, and it's like the beginning of something new. But this is the end of a time, so it could be considered like, I thought of it like The Walking Dead when I was watching it.
Really?
Yeah, I know that's a hard thing, but next time you watch it, try to think of it as an apocalyptic story like I Am Legend, where you're just kind of like, you're the last of something.
That's kind of like when I recently watched Secret of the Nim, and it was like totally like a rom-com now.
What's the Bowie one?
Oh,
We just watched that like 2 days ago. Labyrinth.
Labyrinth.
I can never
yeah.
say that word though, so I didn't want to.
Some of that stuff I used to love as a kid. I get worried about rewatching. You know,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna, if it's gonna seem cheesy now. Does that one hold up?
It's all right. You know what doesn't, like Crawl didn't hold up for me, like the Cyclops and stuff. I was like, oh, this is horrible.
Oh, yeah, maybe we didn't.
Because I remember, because my favorite movie growing up was the Muppet movie, which I still love, but it's definitely way cheesier than I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very chill movie too. It's like you can never show it to a child now because it's so boring.
You
and
don't
slow.
think so?
I don't think so. No, but I mean, I felt that way as a kid. Like I love the Muppet Show. I love the Muppets. I worship the Muppet movie, and I think Muppet, The Great Caper is, a much greater achievement, and it's directed by Jim Henson, by the way. Muppet movie's boring as fuck.
Maybe I'll thank you for saying that, because I was wondering, it was making me think, like, is your attention span different as a kid? Because I remember as a kid it was, I don't remember it.
It's
like,
intense.
I just remember just loving it, and now I also love the soundtrack.
I loved it too. I mean, I think maybe the idea of a movie might have been challenging for me at the time because I was a little person.
Do you remember the first movie you saw?
Yeah, Blues Brothers, left side of the theater at Liberty Theater.
Blues Brothers.
1980,
Holy
so I was
shit,
5 years old. I brought my blanket with me, and I would hold it over my head because I was like afraid of like the laughter and the swears. But I watched SNL and loved Caddyshack, and I was raised wrong.
What's your first movie?
Well, I was just gonna say, I remember. Here's what's so weird is I have a great. People don't believe me this because I kind of get fucked up, but I have a great fucking memory. So I actually remember being in a theater as like maybe. Who knows? We're listening to the Rainbow Connection in the background. Maybe 3 or 4. I remember sitting down in a movie theater. It was like literally like a Peanuts movie. They must have been showing them in the theaters in Kentucky back then, probably just because nobody had TVs. Yeah. I remember sitting in the theater just like knowing I was there to see, Snoopy and shit, but not knowing what I was there for. I remember it was like, were the characters going to come out of the curtains on the side? I didn't know. I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know what
a movie was.
I literally didn't know what a movie was. I remember that just like. I knew I was there for something Snoopy related.
Did they go to France, or was it like a river chase?
That's what I'm saying. I don't remember the movie, but I remember waiting for it and just kind of being disappointed. Like, it's just a big fucking TV.
Oh, yeah.
I thought we were there for. It's like we got in a car, we drove.
Am I going to become a peanut?
Yeah, I thought I
get to be a peanut and hang out with these guys.
Because I was so young that my mom and her friends were just, you want to go see Snoopy? And I'm just Charlie Brown.
Of course I do.
Yeah. What am I going to say? No. I remember getting there and it's just a fucking bigger TV.
I don't see Snoopy.
Yeah, I can get popcorn at home too. Yeah.
I gotta ask my mom what the first movie is because I remember seeing Snow White in the theater. I remember seeing Superman in the theater at the drive-in.
And in those days when we were kids, they would, who knows? Because they always would, there was no, probably even like VHS, they would re-release movies all the time. So the first movie you saw could have been some from the 50s or 60s even that was like Gone with the Wind or something. They would just re-release it and put it out.
Yeah, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in the theater. I just remember
that was a re-release.
Yeah, it was a re-release, definitely.
But if you're like the same age as me, if that was your first movie, then you don't remember a lot. Yeah, because that happened when you were like 8 when they re-released it.
Yeah, there has to be another movie right before that.
Tons.
Yeah.
I remember obviously were a blackout drunk as a child.
I was. I remember seeing Clue and I saw all 3 endings.
I do remember going in Kentucky and they gave us those. They gave you things to write in, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right. On the ticket stub or something like that.
I remember that. I remember getting a T-shirt for seeing. By the way, buy my new album. I remember getting a T-shirt, a Lemmy T-shirt for seeing Gremlins 2 on the first day.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I still have it somewhere.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I got it somewhere
dude, you got to break
at my parents' house. I got to get that. Yeah, it's a little tight now, but yeah, it was a. I remember just like go to be at the theater on this day, but I remember at Clue they gave you like a like a fake like a ballot, like like you would vote for like what you think. I don't think they'd play. I don't think your votes. I doubt they had the technology to play which ending you guys voted for.
Well, as a projectionist for 10 years, they could do that if they stopped the movie and then started it back up like 5 minutes later. And I can't remember. See, I don't think remember them doing that.
I think it was like you would go to the theater and you didn't know what ending you were going to get, so you kept going to the movies to see all.
No, I remember
wasn't one of the versions had all of them?
No, I remember they advertised it in the newspaper in Columbus because I remember having to go to Westerville for one ending, Dublin for one ending.
No, I remember that.
Wow, I
remember them advertising like you don't know what literally you don't know, we don't know. It could be that was the hook was like
really.
To me, it was like.
Huh. Have you heard my Clue song?
No, I haven't.
Fucking crank that shit, man.
Dude, let's listen.
Dude, it's good. I read the novelization to prep.
Serious?
Yeah, it got me hooked on TV movie novelizations. I love those things.
I used to read those a lot too. I remember
Karate Kid.
I remember I used to love E.T. so much. Am I talking over your song?
Make it better.
No, what I wanted to say was I remember, and then your parents wanted to buy you a book, so I would just buy E.T. the book, which was just the movie just written down.
No, I love that though.
I remember I had the E.T. book and it showed a scene in it that they cut out of the movie and it drove me crazy. It had white E.T. in the bathroom.
Yeah, they probably wrote those way back before they shot it.
Yeah,
to get them ready and out in time.
Okay, let's take a look at this is MC Chris Clue song.
Oh fuck yeah.
Can you let me speak for a moment?
Yeah.
Like, I love doing the research on this song so much because I found out so much about how the whole movie is a commentary on McCarthyism.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole thing, like everybody's backstory, their plots, like their stories. Each one has to do something with either Russians or McCarthyism, which was this guy who wanted to investigate everybody.
Said everyone was a commie, right?
Yeah, he said everybody was a commie. It was all about communism, and so there's a big long Edward R. Murrow quote at the end of it from Good Night, Good Luck. The big quote that he has about how we shouldn't attack others, we should look at ourselves, and it was a huge. It became like this spiritual experience, like investigating this movie.
What was the
cool.
McCarthy? Because one of the biggest bands for me growing up was believe it or not, one of the biggest bands in the South was REM. Because,
I love REM.
Because everyone, like a lot of my friends would, you loved. It was cool to like music from the South, but a lot of people didn't want to be redneck, so they wouldn't listen to Skinner and all that shit. But REM was like the cool Southern band, and I feel like they had a McCarthy. Was that?
Exhuming McCarthy.
Yeah, and there was a quote in there too. What was the quote? The famous quote.
Have you no
sense of decency? That was in the song.
That's when McCarthy. That's the moment in the trial where McCarthy got shut down.
So who's saying that quote?
It's a senator.
So that's at him, right?
I don't know who it is. It's a.
But I'm saying it's not him. It's someone saying it to him.
Yeah, it's someone saying like, dude, what's your deal? Why are you attacking us? You're attacking nothing, and you're making America look bad.
Because I remember asking somebody. They said,
Are we talking about politics?
We are.
We are. Actually, talking about. Well, we're talking about.
So anyway, these fidget spinners.
I will say we've been making fun, but I'm kind of digging them.
Yeah,
They're
man,
great.
This calms me down.
You know what's great is having them in your pocket, and you forget you have it in your pocket, and then when you're just fucking bored, like sitting there waiting for your food at Applebee's or something, you pull it out, and next thing you know,
I wouldn't say it's helping my boredom, but it's a little more fun than what.
But I will say this. Can I say this? Mm-hmm. This is a good fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Fans of Death Squad, this is a good purchase. This is actually spinning for a long time. The weight feels good. I know this because my wife and I went through the whole thing.
Yeah, we did that. I did the Amazon one.
And it's
where
still very popular. It's still a thing. Everyone's doing it.
You selling these?
Yeah, you get 5 stickers and a fidget spinner.
This isn't just a celebrity-only perk. This is something that somebody can own in their own home.
Yeah, shopsquad.tv.
Own the same fucking fidget spinner
That's
that Weeder
crazy.
Walker Jr. and MC Chris have.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a great commercial.
Thanks, guys. Do you want to watch some more of this Clue video?
Yeah, but I do want to get to the conversation we were about to have before we started.
Isn't that always fun when you say, "We'll hold on to that point. We'll jump back. We'll touch on
And I
that
never
later on."
remember, yeah.
That thing's gone forever.
But I'll never forget.
I just wanted to watch more Clue a little. All right. It is pretty fucked up how... have you seen any of the protesters here in Los Angeles yet?
I haven't.
Yesterday, I was trying to get to the Comedy Store, and there was it was hard to get to because there was protesters on every corner of Laurel Canyon. And... you do the honk your horn, like, yeah, and shit like that. But when everybody's honking their horn, it's like mayhem. It's kind of fucked up.
It feels like feels weird.
Yeah.
Life feels weird right now.
Life feels, and this all happened when I was in Canada, the recent events.
Feels like Europe. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever, would pay attention to France or something, or Paris, they're protesting all the time, and then there's, all kinds of crazy shit happening all the time all over the country. We're just starting to look a little bit like I think there's a lot of regimes that people don't like all over the world, and then they protest it, and, shit goes down, and everybody fights, and so we're just starting to look like everything else. Which is embarrassing. We should look nice. We're America. Come on, stand up straight.
No, I'm with you. It's just I think we again, not to get political, but you forget how fucking chill shit used to be.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean, remember the example I always use. Sorry, I keep not getting near the mic. It's a podcasting issue I have. I remember the Reagan election. I remember my parents voted for 2 different people. It wasn't even fucking big. Just a vote. You sit down. Mom laughing at dad for voting for Reagan and whoever. It's just
right.
It's just let's move on. Let's do something else. It wasn't.
This is funny stuff on SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was like.
It was lighthearted. Even Ronald Reagan liked it.
And it was cool. All this, we have a president who was in the movies. This was fun.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan was always laughing and smiling.
He was.
It didn't look like anything serious was happening at all.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this podcast later, we just got here and some crazy shit. Apparently, I just had 50 texts of people everyone wants my opinion on shit going on. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
But it's hard. It's hard to. It also feels exhausting to put your 2 cents in on things because There's just going to be something else you have to deal with like later, and you feel like, well, this thing's just kind of taken over.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
life.
I agree. Don't you think they're the news is just moving so fucking fast? Because I was noticing that on. I mean, this is a cool thing because it's a live podcast, but like podcasts have been so good to me because I can't do radio and fucking all that shit because I curse and I have dirty music, but. It's like you can't make let's say you had a political podcast. By the time it comes out, it's not going to be worth shit.
Right.
You made your music sound cool and podcast sound cool in that one, I think. Because it's like
podcasts have really
we can swear here. It's
podcasts have had
tough here. We're
podcasts
criminals almost.
Have helped make me. I've also started my own, which is now I have more appreciation for them because mine is not really where it needs to be.
Yeah, well, it'll get there. It'll get there.
What's your stance on your podcast? Like, what do you do on it?
My stance is I could work harder and I could do better. No, what I wanted to do is just have a place where I could first it started when my new album Old Wheeler was, and this will help explain the
which you released on Pornhub, which was a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I'm a smart motherfucker. Well, it's also what I was going to say too is when it got banned from Walmart, Kmart, and Best Buy, I realized I could just fucking go on my computer and just talk to people directly and do my own marketing. It doesn't work out that way because I don't have the audience of like what you guys have. But
what's your favorite video? You told me a funny story about. Is this the video you were talking? Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, so we put out basically what happened was we were talking. This actually goes back to the first record. We were talking about where we wanted to premiere the record before this called Redneck Shit, which I think you have too. Which is most artists, especially country artists, in my world, they'll put it out a week early on NPR or Rolling Stone or whatever. And I was talking to my people. They're like, none of these places will fucking play your record. I was like, just put it on a fucking porn site. It had way more traffic anyway. We premiered that record on Pornhub, and they were really psyched about it too because we got so many fucking listens for it. And it's hard to talk while I'm looking at myself because I look so fucking good here.
Yeah, you do look.
And these dances, because we wouldn't have naked tits in the video, as you can see.
Right.
And so I figured let's just put it on fucking Pornhub. The other thing I didn't know is we can put this is on YouTube. You just said it's just age gate. I didn't know you even with an age gate you can put tits on.
You can. So they've changed that. I'm so far behind on YouTube because
it's actually something called Vivo. And
Vivo, yeah.
It has nudity, and Vivo is work. I guess goes through YouTube.
I see.
So you can actually with the YouTube logo see tits, which is nice.
That is cool.
It's cool. It's like watching tits with your mom.
Yeah, I mean I haven't watched that video with my mom yet, but the funny part about that video was. It's like choreographed, and all I got was fucking calls nonstop about how bad my dancing was, and it took me.
Who's saying that to you?
Some big fucking country stars, and it took me 4 days to learn how to dance that
These
bad.
Big country stars always bugging you.
Yeah, well, they were just and it turned out well because it came out funny because I can't really keep up. Like, look at that. But like
now I'm noticing.
That was perfect.
But see how I'm kind of with them, but not like that. That took me a fucking week to figure out.
Well,
I never noticed that before.
It's fucking hard, man.
This looks very difficult.
So they're trying to figure out moves that I could do with them, that would where I could just sing and they could move around me. But it always looks better if I'm moving with them.
Yeah.
Well, then we had
that
was a stunt double who's about 4'6".
I got to see that again, actually.
Yeah,
that was funny.
So this stunt double shows up and he's like 3 feet tall. I go, how's this gonna work? He's like, you can't see height. So I had to sit down and just do that last look. And everyone's fucking tweeting me.
And then you get all the praise.
Yeah, all these people tweet me, man, I didn't know you could do that fucking Prince shit.
And you're like, yeah, I can.
And I actually had to, because I wanted to learn how to do it. I thought it'd be fun to do on stage, and we tried it for like 10 times, and I thought my nuts were gonna rip in half.
Do you enjoy being on the road?
This last tour I fucking loved. That was our best one. I love it. I don't. The short answer is not really, just because I'm like around your guys' age, I'm just. I think because it happened later. If I was early 20s, I'd be fucking partying, but you just can't do it every night now. So, as a general rule, I don't love being out and sleeping in motels and hotels and fucking being at bars every night. That's just not what I dig. But this last tour was, it's all about when your people are screaming your name and buying tickets, it changes your fucking mind real fast.
Yeah.
And this last tour, we actually, I don't want to brag, but we didn't lose money on, so that's actually a big deal for me.
That's great.
So to make profit, and this next one is looking real good. We're actually starting to move. We're just having to move venues to bigger places, which is cool.
That's great. Chris, I've seen Chris on the road a few times. I remember you used to have the old tour bus and everything back in the day.
Is Dizzy? Is that day?
Yeah. Dizzy.
So you got a tour.
It's hard to follow.
That's what I'm trying to figure out how to do.
No, I use a Dodge Caravan now.
Okay,
I got it all on lockdown. I got it all figured out.
When he said, we use a Sprinter.
But you used to have like this big bus.
Yeah, we sold it. That was dumb.
Was it a bad idea?
Everything was dumb in the beginning. I didn't have any clue what I was doing. I had no Obi-Wan at all.
Yeah, it's hard to. Those tour buses are fucking expensive.
And
man.
the seats, sometimes the seats, especially if you buy like a 16 passenger, I think is when it was. The seats are like, bolted into the ground, so it's hard to like pack a bunch of merch in there. And I didn't know that it'd be all about merch.
Yeah.
I was so young.
Dude.
I was so young at the time. Now I'm
You want to talk about?
I bring my merch into the venue and everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You want to talk about merch? I'm your fucking guy. I've been talking about nothing but merch for fucking 3 weeks.
That's all you got to talk about.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I mean, when you get down to it, I mean, I got a whole band, so there's fucking 4 other dudes and a tour manager. That's why I guess where hip hop probably helps. It's just you, right?
Well, normally hip hop, you're supposed to travel with at least 35 people.
Yeah.
And I travel with just by myself, so
it's really cool.
It's very easy. I
cut
can slip through fences. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I got to pay. These fuckers apparently need to eat and they need a place to sleep. So that's what gets.
That would be my dream, though. I would love to have a band. I would love to pay them all properly. I'd love to put them all in a nice warm room every night.
Yeah, I mean that's the hard part is I finally have to have the success of just living a normal fucking, like, not crashing on floors, which is.
Yeah, when the floors ends, that's cool. But I liked the floors at the time. But at a certain point, you're like, oh, I need to control over the air conditioning and the pet dander and all this stuff that makes me sick or whatever.
I'm too old for it now. It's just like, I gotta take a shit,
And you want privacy too.
Yeah, this is pretty much how Chris rolls. This is something I filmed a long time ago. I forget. I don't even remember where this.
This must be a Chain Reaction in Anaheim, California.
Was this the Clue movie release party?
I think I'd been to Disneyland like the day before.
My name is Chris. I saw that you were alone. I don't know if you knew this, but I rock the microphone. You look one kind of lonely. I sold an antidote. You look 7 kinds of juicy like a slice of cantaloupe. You rock the Sheena Easy, cause girlfriend, you got that look. And no, I am not teasing. You can read me like
That's
a book. Erotic fiction in the
This song is about Bill Hader's wife.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite songs.
Why is it? Explain that.
We took improv classes together, and I had a crush on her at the time, but she was married, so I thought that's a great idea, having a crush on somebody who's already betrothed.
And he wasn't famous then.
He was like his first season of SNL.
Once you get the first season, you're out of it. The marriage plus that will get you out.
Yeah. So it was just when at the beginning I was looking for different angles on the unrequited song, like Unrequited Love. So I was thinking about different ways to express that.
Bill Hader's and Steve Martin's new video. Have you ever?
Good segue, bud.
Have you ever seen Steve Martin play in his band?
I've seen a play of his.
No, I've never seen him, but apparently he's a really good banjo player.
Yeah.
I've been listening to a lot more bluegrass lately too.
Yeah. Oh, here's an Olive Garden reference right at the beginning.
See, I don't like this shit.
In the parking structure, Caroline, I was the almost perfect boyfriend ever for you.
I just don't like.
I wish he wrote scripts again. His scripts were good. His screenplays were great.
I just don't like that when the vocals are that white.
Please return my car and leave the keys inside the glove compartment, Caroline.
There's an Olive Garden drop right there. You don't like that way of singing?
Well, I love bluegrass, but I like the Bill Monroe, Ralph Stanley, where they kind of like high pitched, kind of yodeling kind of stuff. I don't like the. It's like marching band shit to me. But he can really play, but it's just like it's a little too close to like sound kind of like Weird Al or something,
Yeah. I'm kind of torn between Steve Martin being in a band now because I grew up loving Steve Martin. comedy and movies and stuff like that. And then he's pretty much just given up on all that.
I'll give him this, as a guy from Kentucky who loves bluegrass music. I like a guy like that who's kind of spreading the word about blue. I'll bet there are people who turn on to bluegrass through Steve Martin. And like one of my buddies always gives me the examples of, to reference what you were saying, he always talks about how he discovered, whatever you want to say about the Blues Brothers, but he discovered the blues through the Blues Brothers, which is
not Stax.
Not the craziest idea in the world. If you're a white kid from the suburbs and you watch the Blues Brothers and you see James Brown or whoever,
way better.
Yeah,
way better stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it hits you, maybe there's better blues than the fucking Blues Brothers.
But it's the beginning. It's the beginning of just seeing. It's definitely a gateway drug. Like I said, on Stax and that whole band.
That's kind of what I'm saying about Steve Martin is anything that gets you there. I don't give a fuck. It's like if that was just an instruction I gave to my agents recently. I go, my new rule is I'm not playing anywhere where they sell the fucking Blues Brothers DVD. I'm so sick of those fucking.
Did you not like House of Blues?
Well, what happens is we sometimes play these they have the main room and they'll play a second room, and as I'm coming up, now I'll probably start playing more. If I played the big room, it'd be fine, but the second room is kind of like.
I play the second room. I love it. I have,
The problem is
good cookies.
We did it in San Diego, and it's like if we're not playing, it's usually like a dinner party or like somebody's wedding party or something. So it's not made for music, and the sound guy's there for just the fucking day. I want to be on the stage that. They have music every night. The sound guy knows what the fuck he's doing. Mm-hmm. It's like a temporary.
If I see an iPad, I'm happy. That's my new thing. If they have an iPad, if the sound guy has an iPad in his hand, I'm like, oh, thank God.
I hate the iPad. When the guy has the iPad, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, really?
I found out, yeah.
I'm happy to see it because I always feel like, we're going to have better sound tonight.
In my experience, the iPad has made it worse because it means they spend all their time with fucking apps. Because our worst sound was probably an iPad guy on this past tour.
Really?
Yeah.
You're teaching me something again.
For anyone who doesn't know, so. Obviously people know what mixing sound is, but now they've got these iPad apps where you can just kind of do it, walk around.
Yeah.
I guess one way it is good is you can hear sound from all across the room while you're mixing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
But because everyone's going to be in a different place when you hear it. But I mean, that's one of the bigger issues I'm dealing with right now is we're about to. I hope, fingers crossed. That's why I'm on Death Squad to break it to the next fucking level. Mm-hmm. Is we're in a tough spot right now where it's time to maybe move to that next level, which is bring your own sound guy, your own.
Say goodbye to your friends.
You just need an all-in-one guy. See, I'm an all-in-one guy. Like I have portable studios. I do video. I do audio. I do photography. I do all of that shit. Podcasting, internet, websites. I pretty much know how to do everything.
If you listed everything that you could do, there'd be no more podcasts.
Yeah, but that's why you interrupted. Yeah.
But it's but nowadays that's pretty much what these kids are. They're
no, I mean our tour manager was selling merch. A woman jumped on stage at me and he grabbed her, took her off. Like he's security, he's fucking merch, he's dealing with. I want to say press, but it's not, it's local fucking rags. It's not like big press, but he's doing fucking. He's driving. He's doing everything.
Oh wow! Great. I want his number.
Yeah, the driver.
Yeah, I'm begging him right now to come on this next one. Taylor, come on, do it,
Taylor.
Taylor, if you want better employment, someone who's going to treat you right, put you in a Hampton Inn instead of wherever the hell he's putting you.
Holiday Inn Express. Hampton
Inn, you get free tea. There's breakfast before 10, and there's also sometimes like a bottle of water if you get in there at the right time.
Hey Taylor, no one's got more fucking Holiday Inn points than me, brother.
But where are those points going to take you? It's not a bottle of water in your hand when you're thirsty after hauling my luggage into my room.
I'll tell you where those points take you, to the fucking best room at the Holiday Inn Express in fucking Boise. Yeah,
to the top.
To the top of the top of
the Holiday Inn Express at Boise.
Yeah,
I like Courtyard.
Boise's a tough town.
Yeah, it's funny too. Is when you start now. I wish I didn't know so much about fucking hotels right now.
I know.
It's because when you stay at Holiday Inn Express every night, and all of a sudden you stay at like a Marriott, you're like, holy fuck, man, I want to live here. It's like you watch it go. It's like even what a sort of shitty hotel feels like fucking paradise.
Yeah.
Well, I sometimes because I use a Hilton app, and I don't feel great about supporting the Hiltons, but
why would they do?
They bring it. Well, Paris is a jerk or whatever you want to say. You don't want to give these horrible rich people any more money, but they have a nice hotel and they have a nice app.
You don't want to stay at the poor people hotel either.
Well, I used to do Motel 6s and I used to do Super 8s, and then I just started to feel like, oh, this is shady and I don't want to get robbed, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, I watched too much of those. I don't know if you saw that recent Dateline thing where they go in and they have this like clear spray where they say I'm dirty and they spray it on sheets, and then they return the next day and get the same room and to see if they've cleaned the sheets, and like 8 out of 10 was the same sheets.
Oh, I'm for sure. I'm definitely sleeping.
And
on
Marriott was one of them. I remember Marriott.
I'm definitely sleeping on jizz, no doubt about it. But I do like the that's where for the most part, I'm not a corporate guy. I do it my stuff independently. But when it comes to hotels, I like the corporate. I don't like the locally owned, like motels and shit.
When you're in a pinch, thank God they're there. But for the most part, yeah, you want to avoid that like the plague.
Have you guys had bed bugs before?
No, but it sounds awful.
I found a cat in the room. I've seen like a person passed out in their open door. Like the door was open and they were like their legs were out and they were in the room, and I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I checked into a room.
Them up.
Checked into a room once where there was another guy with the same last name. He's just like lying. Thank God.
I've walked into a room with people sleeping in the beds.
Oh yeah, I've done that. I've done that a few times.
You know what sucks too is so we'll play our gig, and then to save time and money, we'll get out of there probably 1 a.m. Then drive for 2 hours, and then drive for like an hour, and then
that's nice.
That saves you an hour the next day, but also gets you into
I think it's safe too. Get out of a city.
Get out of the city, and chop off an hour the next day, and you'll stay at kind of an off the road motel. But the problem is, these fucking like Holiday Inn Expresses, you got to call them, or they'll just give you. It's like they're not here by 1 a.m. They'll just give your fucking room away.
Late check-in. Yeah.
It's some fucking bumfuck Holiday Inn Express on the highway in the middle of nowhere. It's fucking filled up.
Yeah,
that's the thing is I go. That's why
worst.
A good tour manager he knew to call. I would never have thought of that because I'd be like, who gives a fuck if they give my room away? There's 50 more, but there ain't.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I hate a bad hotel room though because lately I've been just bad ones over and over, and like they shouldn't be bad. Like I had one where like immediately I put my head on the pillow, I smelled Axe body spray. It was just like, ugh. And I already put my head in it, and like the pubic hair thing on the toilet seat always gets me.
I think I've stayed in every kind of possible situation, from like the bungalow at Chateau to just the shittiest. You think you're going to die. You don't know if you're going to survive. But I think at the end of the day, though, you're unconscious. So throwing any kind of money into it is so just stupid. So you really should.
It is dumb. But I will say, so like this tour, we had a gig. We had a break. We did Minneapolis, and then the next gig was in the state of Washington. So there was like a 4-day drive. So I flew and the band drove. So I flew ahead to Spokane. And because it's just me, and not to make the band guys feel good, we spent a little more on my hotel because I was just waiting there for 3 days because it's not 5 guys, 5 rooms. It's just me. So we got a nice hotel, and it made a big fucking difference. That was the best 4 days of my fucking life waiting for those guys.
Yeah.
It's so nice to not be with them for a second.
Yeah, it's just nice to not have to worry about, like I said, like fucking jizz everywhere and shit.
I had a horrible on the way back. This woman brought a cat on the plane, which I find. As a cat lover, insane that you can do that.
I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah.
I don't dig it, man.
I think that's cool. Like if my girlfriend had to sit next to him or her, she would probably have to get an asthma attack.
How's it legal?
Yeah, I don't think it should be. Like not a cat.
Yeah.
That's like having peanut allergies. Anyways, the cat got sick in the last hour of the flight and just started shitting in its little cage thing, and it smelled up the whole like it smelled like the worst shit ever, and it ruined the whole.
And shit smells bad, just like normal shit.
I know.
Yeah, I've also learned too, which I didn't know before, which I've gotten into some trouble with, is I forget how fucking bad the back of the plane is. If you're back by that shitter, man, it sucks.
Yeah, you got to put yourself in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes we do a lot of Southwest, so you'll get in late. You'll have the whatever it is, D or whatever. You get in there, and it's the only thing
That's
left.
my nightmare.
Yeah,
because I carry I don't check in luggage, so I always have like an oversized backpack and oversized carry on. And if I don't get in there like group 3,
oh shit, yeah, they're supposed to.
People at home are like, they don't travel. Or like, what the fuck are these people?
DJ Chris, I guess it's not
DJ Chris. That's what my mom calls me.
MC Chris. So have you had this? I guess you don't have an answer. It's just a DJ setup, but there's a rule. It's a big thing with music.
I just use a laptop on a TV tray.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's pretty lo-fi.
But there is now a rule, the musicians, that you're allowed to. they have to let you put your instrument in the plane.
Yeah.
They have to make room
Well, it's
for
because
you.
they can't insure a $6,000 guitar.
I mean, there's guys out there with fucking $500,000 violins who are just, literally, got Philharmonic guys. So it's a rule. But sometimes, you'll get the wrong person. Just like, sorry, we don't have room. You got to tag it. You can't fucking tag it. Like,
Yeah.
I have a custom Gibson with my fucking name on the frets. Like, that's, literally. It didn't cost me anything, but it's not something they can replace.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do? And it becomes a fucking pain in the ass. Although I will say about this fucking killer case that Sturgill told me about, which is
Sturgill.
It's fucking impenetrable. You can check it and feel safe about it. I don't want to give them a plug because they didn't give me a free one, but I do want. Can we talk about this water for a second?
Sure. Yeah. Let's talk about sparkling water. Is something I've been trying not to drink soda pop anymore, unless it's Jack and Coke. Or
I'm
something
off
like that.
soda, but I have
Pop.
Yeah, we don't say pop in Kentucky.
Midwest. The Midwest. We're people too.
Yeah. You say pop.
I don't say it anymore, but I used to could.
You did?
I half and half now. It still comes out once in a while.
Instead, they're trying to. They got it out. They just drove it out of me.
But I've been always now I'm always drinking sparkling water. My question is,
Yes.
and no one's been able to give me an answer.
Okay.
Is it better or worse for you than water? Is there any difference?
It depends which kind you drink. Now, here's one problem that I've noticed a lot of people don't realize. Like, I drink LaCroix. I drink Target's version of LaCroix, which I feel is better.
Well, this is Arrowhead.
Wow.
And
Here's-
Perrier's.
What's it called?
The Perrier is
Target LaCroix.
Target one is like something like Good Selection or something like that. It's some horrible name or something like that.
They don't say it in French, huh?
No.
Because I'm just in it for the French.
Because theoretically, all it is water with bubbles, right?
Yes, but some of the sparkling water has sodium in it, and that's the shit.
But that's the same as bottled water too. There's like Pepsi bottled water that's got fucking sugar or something in it.
Yeah, yeah. If we're just talking straight water though versus sparkling water, most of the time it's equal. You can drink it as much as you want, but some of it has sodium, which like it shows on the side. And you're like, if you're just drinking a ton
Okay,
of those,
well, I
you're drinking a lot
guess
of
my
sodium.
question is then, all things being equal, clean water versus clean sparkling water, are they identically good for you?
Yeah.
They should be, right? Because it's just bubbles.
Yes. Yes.
Because it's weird. No one works out and drinks sparkling water.
I know it is kind of weird, right? You
kinda
think you
weird.
would do it?
It's like why would the bubbles bother? It's very weird.
You got a fart or burp.
Yeah.
That's why I love it too, because I got bad acid reflux, and
So do I.
a lot of country singers don't talk about their acid reflux.
Yeah. What's
not brave enough.
What's worse is like I was in Canada.
Brave is a word I like to hear.
I was in Canada. It was like 3 a.m, and I had the only thing open was the like pizza place down the street. So I had pizza, and then I started having the worst acid reflux, and there was nowhere to get like Zantac, and I couldn't find any. I had to almost make myself puke just so I could feel better.
It's great. Yeah, when you're asleep, it's the worst. By the way, Taylor went out and got me some Tums. That's how good Taylor is.
Tums, huh? You should have got that.
It's good.
Yeah, you take when you have
Tropical
when you have
fruit.
when you have the whatever you call it, acid reflux.
reflux.
That's kind of immediate. You need immediate relief. I feel like
Tums is the most immediate.
Like the pills take a while. Yeah, Tums, just fucking eat that shit. It's just calcium. It's good.
When did your guys' acid reflux start? Did you have it all your whole life? I would say mine was about 30.
I'm just glad that I found a safe space and opportunity to talk about acid reflux.
Thank you. This is the kind of shit I love talking about. But I will say, my thing is with most of that shit is my guess is I probably had it my whole life, but when you're a kid and you want to burp, you don't get you just don't think about it. Like I probably had it in high school, but didn't.
But I don't remember like the acid feeling coming up my throat, that shit until like around 30.
Yeah, but yeah, I think you're right. Probably around that.
My
age.
dad had a bottle of Tums.
Yeah.
I remember his bottle of Tums.
Yeah,
I
me
think it's
too.
just something that happens.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't take care of yourself. What I do notice if I diet, no acid reflux.
Yeah, if I'm eating only salad and shit.
Yeah, so it's the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were talking about your guys' weight before we went on. That's what I found the worst. You were asking about touring too.
Yeah.
Is
that's
trying to
bad.
stay healthy on the road. And this was the last tour. Maybe that's why I enjoyed it the most. Was the first tour where I made an effort to be healthy, like not drink every night. I actually woke up and ran a few times.
Wow.
Ate healthier, and it made a fucking world of difference. Because the hard part is, as you know, this DJ Chris, I'm kidding, MC Chris, is your
Can't tell with this
your gig is everyone else's fucking party. So it's hard to go on that fucking stage sober.
Yeah.
I mean, when your writer says you get fucking 2 cases of beer or whatever.
Yeah, what usually happens to me is I go so hard one night that I can't go hard, or I don't go hard, don't drink at all the next day.
What I've been doing is I'll look at the tour schedule and see like, oh, I got friends there, or like this is a big festival show or whatever. I'll kind of see which or such and such is going to be here this night. Will be fun, like, or this one, or even like this show might be kind of shitty. Like I'll pick shows that I want to get fucked up at, and then make sure that I try to not party those other nights.
Do you drink, Chris? I can't remember if you drink.
No.
You've been sober. Do you miss it?
Sob. I like calling it sob.
Bro.
You know what? I think that my body is kind of like how I felt when I did acid. It's just that my body's not so down with this anymore.
Right.
And I think the hangovers hurt too much, and it just wasn't the same. You know, it's just stuff you do when you're young and you're scared of life and everything's a roller coaster. When you're older, you don't need to like go to like different visit different consciousnesses. Because you know it's not going to really help you at the end of the day. You're still going to have to.
What's
do what
worse
you
than a
gotta do.
hangover and a drive the next day on tour? I mean, nothing.
Oh, airport. Pretty bad too.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. No. I mean, there's moments where like drugs and alcohol have like have been so bad, and you think you're going to die, and you just like you don't die, and you like try to like survive the experience, but you look back at it and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Right.
What are you doing? That's so crazy. That's something you do when you're young and you think that you're immortal. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So it hurt too much. So I was like, can't do it. But
I'm sorry. That's a problem I have on podcasts. I keep interrupting. But sorry. But I've noticed that people get, because of my image and shit, people will get pit. Like I'll bring this on stage, and the whole time they'll just be bringing up shots and beers. And
yeah.
Like, they're pissed I'm not drinking beer. So it's like almost like.
No, I understand. Especially with country music, that's like.
Yeah, it's beer drinking music, but a couple beers is fine. But the hard thing is to not keep.
I like being a
they
little
don't know
loose
how,
on
They don't know
stage,
how
though.
hard it is to do what you're doing. They don't know how much thought and concentration is going into
remember
you.
those
Like
fucking lyrics.
Like not looking like an idiot in front of hundreds of people. Like that actually takes some effort on your part. You just make it look like it takes no effort whatsoever. So that's why they're giving you. That's what they're saying. Like, get fucked up and wasted with me because you can handle anything because you're a god on earth.
I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, I mean,
That's what they're thinking. I'm telling you.
we played our biggest gig. We played a festival. We probably had 5,000-6,000 people watching it in our tent at this festival.
That's awesome.
And I was pretty drunk for that. And looking back on it, it was actually good to be that loose and fucking. They actually had the stage had it was just a stage, but it had like one of those things that came out like a catwalk kind of. And obviously, I don't have like a mic and do it. But at the end, I was really drunk and I just saw the catwalk. I went out there and just started dancing, like.
That's what you do.
Dancing up and down the catwalk, which obviously all my bandmates were fucking loving and laughing at me. But I think the crowd dug it, but I wouldn't have never done that sober.
Yeah, no, God, if I hadn't drank, nothing cool would have happened. I mean, like the courage that it gave me in my early 20s got me to UCB and then to Adult Swim and everything. I drank too much during that whole period of time, but had I not been wasted, nothing would have happened at all. So
Yeah.
it was just like a dangerous place I had to be in order to like move forward.
Do you find that you need to do that again, though? Like, what's making you go forward now? Or
He's so
having a baby.
Having a baby?
And being like, oh, I want to make sure he has food and kale puffs.
Kale puffs.
And clothes and whatever basically you want him to be able to pay for school and college down the road.
So that pushes you, that makes you...
Oh my God, it pushes me more than anything else has pushed me, for sure. I think in the beginning it was just like craziness, driven by ego and booze. That's it was so intense.
That's the other thing you never realize it at the time, and no one talks about as much as because you're drunk, you forget how fucking expensive it is.
Oh, for sure.
It's like fucking 20. I mean, I had to get fucking.
I would love
Red
to see
Band
that amount. I'd love to see how much I
Red
spent.
Band to pay for my fucking parking outside. I literally didn't have the cash on me.
Who does cash?
That's what
What is this?
hate
Pioneer
cash.
times?
It took him like an hour to find the cash.
I know. It was so hard to find people that had cash.
I didn't want to take your money. I just literally didn't have the
I
cash.
know.
But
I'm usually the same way.
Panhandlers are taking Bitcoin now.
Are they really?
No.
No. Well,
there goes that.
They probably have those like Stripe things for their cell phones.
They'd be cool if they had Square readers.
Yeah, Square readers. That's what I meant. Yeah.
I was at we were playing Chicago, where you're from, and we always loved in that Chicago pizza. And we walked out, and there was a guy outside, a homeless guy. He's like, And those fucking slices, that pizza was fucking expensive. It's like $30 for a pizza.
It's a lot of
dish.
ingredients.
The slices were like probably $5-6 a piece, and we took them to go. And this homeless guy is like, "Hey man, can I have some? I'm really hungry." I was like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like,
Yeah, of course.
I was like,
I would have. I would not have said
but
that.
I was like, I was in a nice mood, and he goes, "What?" He goes, "What?"
nice guy.
He goes, "What flavor?" It's like, "Oh, it's spinach." He goes, "Oh, gross." I was like, "Dude."
That's the best though.
I offered
the
him.
best.
I offered him fucking $20 worth of pizza. And he said it was the wrong fucking flavor.
Today when I was getting money out at the ATM to pay for parking, because I don't usually have cash, this homeless guy was just waiting next to me, and I was like, all right.
That's not cool.
I hate that. It was at a gas station. And then finally, he goes, sir, can I have some money? And I was like, I just got $20 out. I don't have any change. He goes, can I get a pack of cigarette or some cigarettes? I'm like, no, sir, no, I'm whatever. And then he just turned on me and goes, oh, what did you say? Like he just became this angry asshole to me. And I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't give you a fucking cigarette. Like, what?
I think everybody, maybe it's just me being paranoid, but I think everybody is that angry asshole to begin with.
Right.
And they're just like, you don't know. So it's like that dinosaur in Jurassic Park who's like, oh, this is a cute dinosaur. And then his gills open up or whatever the hell they are, and he spits the goop on them. That could happen anytime with anybody.
Yeah, this actually happened a couple times in the store. We pull up in the Sprinter to the Holiday Inn Express, and this guy would drive up next to us. He's like, my car's down the road, and I need like $15 for gas, blah blah blah. And my first instinct was, yeah, I mean, I've been there. And my buddies let me. That's like it's like a famous scam apparently. Is you just go to when people are checking into hotels, like my shit's just down the road. I'm out of cash. I need some money just to put in my gas tank.
Right. Yeah.
And I was about to fall for it. It's a pretty good scam, I guess.
There's a bunch of those kind of scams. Also, another thing that I've seen a lot lately is when you're pumping gas, like on the other, when it's on the right side of your car, and somebody would just go into your car and take off in your car.
Oh, I'm so on lockdown.
Yeah. I mean,
It's us versus thieves. Everyone thinks it's all about the music. Nah. It's us versus the thieves.
Yeah, we park our Sprinter. We'll make sure we park
It's
park it against the wall, so like you literally can't open the back doors of it.
You got to be smart, and if you travel long enough and tour long enough, you pick up a little trick every year or so, and then
I keep getting smarter and losing more money.
Oh, what the? But I thought things were going well.
Yeah, they are, but it's still it's a lot of work for this. I work hard for the money.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's going great. This next tour I'm really excited about. I'll tell you what's going to be fun is the first 2 nights of this tour are actually in Nashville. We're playing the Kid Rock Fish Fry, which I can only imagine what that's going to be.
That sounds good.
I mean, isn't that going to be? That's going to be. It sounds to me like the Southern Gathering of the Juggalos.
Like the yeah.
It's probably just a bunch of I could see a bunch of picnic tables with crawfish and shit everywhere.
I saw some videos, man. It looked fucking crazy. Yeah.
Speaking of like crime and shit like that, I have security cameras all over my house now because it's just fucking shit's going down like crazy all the time.
Is it a nice neighborhood or?
Yeah, I live in Burbank, which used to be a nice neighborhood.
So is it encampments and stuff like that, and heroin addicts and bicycle thieves?
Yes,
That's what's happening in the west side of the valley.
Yeah. So here's my security camera the other day, and this is at 6 a.m. in the morning. Out of nowhere, this guy on a bike, and he wears all black, comes around. He's like checking out my cars. He's slowly riding by. He looks right at the camera at one point. He's wearing blue gloves right there. Just remember that. He comes back maybe 30 minutes later. He comes back, and this time he's wearing, instead of blue gloves, he's wearing green gloves.
The famous glove change. Can I ask you a question real fast?
Yeah, what's the glove change?
So what is you actually have a camera on your thing where you can record and keep it?
Yeah, it's cloud recorded, and it notifies me on my cell phone when it's...
that's killer. I got to get that.
Since his movement.
It's a Nest camera. And so then this is the front of the house. Here's him coming around... I think that's right.
Nest. I need to remember that.
Yeah, let's see where I'll find it in a second.
I thought the mouse is like going to the bush. You're like, he's hiding in the bushes right here. I'm like, I can't see him. This guy's good. It's those fucking green screen glasses.
So this is the first time he comes around wearing blue gloves. And like, look, he's walking. He's checking out the front. He's walking. Anyways, shit fucking freaks me out now.
Guy's got some moves.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? That's what he needed. He just needed some older brother to be like, dude, do you want to go to the X Games with me or what? Next thing you know, he gets Tony Hawk from his older brother. He gets, PS2 or what was it, 3? I forget.
4.
Remember that,
Oh,
man?
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
so good. Tony Hawk. That was
missed
so good. Just thinking about that feeling of doing something right in that game.
Yeah.
Oh, did it feel good. But anyway, takes
Yeah.
care of him, takes him under his wing, shows him the ropes. I don't know where I was going there. Go ahead.
But the whole thing makes me so fucking paranoid now. Like this shit, guy.
It'd be
Well,
like
they're robbing the valley because...
It'd be nice to have that shit on tour to like be able to look.
Oh
at the
yeah.
place.
Oh, it's great.
I need to get that.
I have one that's in my house. I have ones here in the studio. You know, and it's really cool just to watch. You could talk to it too. So like, if there's somebody in your house, you can be like, "Hey, I'm calling the police. Get the fuck out."
Why do you think things are getting shady in the valley?
Because it's so expensive. There's more homeless now. There's more drug addicts now because of that. What's that drug that's killing everybody? Fentanyl or whatever.
Oh yeah, I saw. Yeah, that's a big problem actually in the mountains of eastern Kentucky where I'm from. But Nashville, I'll tell you what.
Is this opioids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nashville's was because I grew up in Kentucky to let you guys and whoever's listening know. But my mom's from Nashville, so we go to Nashville all the time. Which as a kid, Nashville was like a small town that you maybe would run into Kenny Rogers at dinner or something. You know, it was a regular small town, and now it's fucking hipsterville. And the new hip place to live is East Nashville, which apparently is basically what you would call Silver Lake here, which is
It's nice though. I've been there.
It's nice, but when my mom was a kid, it was not a
Place you'd go.
It's literally not even a neighborhood. It was just maybe buy drugs or whatever, but she didn't even know it existed. Now it's like, but even places there is expensive. What happens is everything gets so fucking expensive, and all of a sudden, people make regular paychecks and have no fucking where to live. You know?
Yeah. I even have a camera in my car. Do you guys do the dash cameras just because of the recent road rage shit? And
Well, I had it outside. Man, I was just telling you. The guy,
You just love cameras.
He just got attacked outside.
Yeah, some guy. I was trying to park into a little space, and this guy, he's like, "Don't park that in front of my car that close." He fucking stood in front of my car. He's like, "What are you gonna fucking do? Run over me?" He started threatening me. I was like,
See, and imagine if you had that on camera. That'd be
I wouldn't want it on camera. But yeah, I was like, man, I was about to say to him, I don't know the fucking listenership of this podcast. I don't know if it's worth me fucking driving over you.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
It's that big?
It's a big number.
Yeah.
All right, well, cool. Go buy my new record and my first record.
MCChris.com, _MCChris on Twitter, _MCChris on Instagram.
You have that really cool thumb drive that has he has a thumb drive that looks like him that you could plug it into your computer and it has all his albums on it. I
That's
love
fucking
that.
cool. I wanted to do something like that because someone told me that, and maybe you would know more about this, which I thought was a great idea. It could be made up, but said that from one of Nine Inch Nails albums, they just put the album on a thumb drive and just threw it kind of in the bathroom at clubs all around the country. Mm-hmm. So people would just find these thumb drives and put it in. It's a new Nine Inch Nails record.
That's how you do it.
It's not a bad idea.
Have you listened to the new Nine Inch Nails? Are you guys into Nine
I
Inch
saw
Nails?
him on Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah.
I like him, but I haven't heard the new one. I heard it was good. How is it?
I haven't listened to it yet. I was wondering if you guys...
Isn't it weird now that you have streaming and you have music at your fingertips? You listen to shit.
Oh,
Like,
I
and
haven't...
you listen
I'm
to less
old.
shit than
I'm old, so because when they got rid of CDs, I think music became a little bit of a struggle for me because I never quite bonded with iTunes. So my iTunes is a mess, and it's hard to find music. I don't know what I have. I like seeing my collection, so we have some vinyl, but music is kind of a difficult thing for me.
Yeah, it's weird. It's because what someone was talking to me about is this. And I don't mean to get this deep into a lightweight conversation, but the bigger conversation was my buddy was saying how the kids these days, like ownership is not something that's important to them. They all lease houses, lease cars, basically lease music. Like if you stop your Spotify or Apple Music membership, it's just gone.
Right.
Like it was so important for me as a kid to own that fucking
Yeah.
thing, and like that's just not important to younger people. Which
Yeah.
is like that's how they're all living. They all rent apartments, lease cars. They don't own a fucking thing.
Yeah, all my shit is definitely in the cloud nowadays.
Yeah, that's what
for
they're
sure.
saying.
I mean, like I still buy on iTunes, even though I have.
But that's annoying because if you're on the road
yeah.
and you have a bad signal and you're listening to podcasts or something, or you want to hear your music and you can't hear anything, and then you don't know what's on your phone and you think it's all just cloud stuff, that's like a sucky place to be.
I'll
That
tell
is a
you.
bad
I'll
place
tell you
to
what's a real fucking sucky place to be. You put your fucking phone in your pocket. You go play a sweaty gig, and you come out, and your fucking phone is just a black, and you go borrow your buddy's phone to Google it, and this happens. If your phone gets too hot and too sweaty, it'll just fucking.
Oh yeah.
I actually played the Gathering of the Juggalos, and my phone got just covered in Faygo.
Oh shit.
My phone's been through it.
These things are supposed to be indestructible now, but no. What it did was even worse, which is it still worked, but it literally. I'm not making this up. I played a gig, and during the gig, it erased all my music.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Just from being too hot?
Yeah. What happened was the Apple Music app, because I use Apple Music because I've been boycotting Spotify. 'Cause, I don't want to get into it, but
Right.
so I use Apple Music, and what happened? You know, the music app on your iPhone.
Yeah.
My music app disappeared during it just left.
How?
And Apple Music, I don't know, but I opened up my phone, and all my apps they'd moved during the show.
Oh wow.
You had fucking phone elves.
Yeah, well, but then
Fucking phone elves got in there.
I go online.
Switched your apps.
I go online, and there was a whole message. That's why I always figure shit out.
Right.
All these people just like their phone. They said they ran with their phone, or whatever. It got too hot and too sweaty, and they're like literally all their apps moved around. Some deleted, some were gone. So I basically had to redo it from the cloud. It took me fucking not 6 full days, but like getting into. It took me 6 days to get all my music back on my phone.
Wow.
Which is like, what you're saying. It's like if you had CDs, it wouldn't have made fucking...
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. A fan gave me a Guardians of the Galaxy 2 cassette the other day, the mixtape, but it's on cassette. And I was like, that's kind of cool. But,
Everyone does that now.
But I don't have a...
You gotta go buy one.
Well,
They sell them again?
You know what?
What? Yeah, well, you gotta go on.
Well,
eBay.
I was just...
I'm sure they do.
I was just at my parents' and I saw like 4 Walkmen in my old bedroom closet. I was like, I should have grabbed one. But yeah, a bunch of people on the road were asking me recently if I sold cassettes.
That's weird. So I didn't think that. I thought that was one thing that wasn't going to come back. But yeah, you can buy a lot at least.
You know what I think it is too, is I think actually as far as, people complain about the sound of an MP3, I think cassettes are actually decent sound, because it actually is analog tape.
Yeah, I never really thought about that.
So it's actually, for like a music lover who likes like old vinyl and shit, it's actually certainly an upgrade from MP3. So, and I think someone was telling me too, obviously music or any kind of business is all about the whatever you call it, how much you pay per product, and making tapes are really cheap. So I think that's why a lot of people are doing it.
Yeah.
I think people just also like to buy them whether they even have a way to play it or not.
Right.
It's a cool thing to buy.
Yeah, I have it. Like I have a lot of vinyls, but my record player broke a long time ago. But you said something the other day. I had tweeted about how I got the new AirPods from Apple, and you have them also. Aren't they the best thing ever?
Well, here's what happened. So I was doing this is not really much of a story, but I was doing a podcast at this radio show guy. I'll give him his name because he gave me a pair of iPods. His name's Bobby Bones. He's like probably the biggest DJ in country music. Mm-hmm. Old use of the word DJ, play songs, and he has a podcast. And I did it, and obviously if he's that big DJ, he's probably got good money. And I go out to his living room and I see he's got 3 boxes. It was at his house, 3 boxes of AirPods.
Wow.
And I go, I heard these things are cool. I go, what do you have 3 boxes of them? Because I've always wanted to try them. He goes, I just figured they'd fall out of them. I'd never tried them, but I figured they'd fall in my ear, so I bought 3 of them. He goes, you want one? I was like, oh, dude, I can't just take them. He's like, just take them. Let me know. And I was like, I'm the same way as you. I was like, this is fucking stupid. I put them in. I'm like, I'm never taking these fucking things out again.
I know.
They're fucking great, man.
Okay, yeah. So let me do a quick review of them. So they pretty much look like the headphones that come with a normal iPhone, but without the wires. So it looks like those little dicks in your ears or whatever. But they
do look stupid.
I also thought that when I put it in my ear, it was just going to fall out. They're tight in there. You forget you have them in, and then your little container, you think you're going to lose them, but when you take them out, you immediately put it in the container.
Which actually, what I found out too, which I didn't know, is that container starts charging them again.
Yeah, it's a battery container, so it recharges the headphones. We're
talking
talking
about pods?
AirPods. Have you got them yet?
No, are they stupid?
No, they're great.
My
wife wants them really
we
bad.
We both fucking love them. Yeah, I actually just sent a pair to my girlfriend for a gift because I'll tell you what it's actually really great for, and this is country music tech talk. Is Brian, Red Band, have you done this yet? Have you used it to talk on the phone yet?
Yes.
It's fucking great for talking on the phone because it only goes to like here, but they can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, it sounds good.
And you can walk around without your hands and talk on the fucking phone.
Yeah. You know what here's what
They don't fall out, huh?
They don't fall out. Now, if you've had
I've had a couple instances where like people would like at the airport, people bump up against me, and that's the bummer. Is that all of a sudden it's on the ground. You want to go wash it off and shit like that.
Because it's nice.
I haven't. Yeah, mine are pretty tight.
It's like a little tiny stereo.
But yeah, also if you're someone like me who likes to listen to music in bed, and you're like maybe at a hotel or your fucking relative's house or something, like a big headphones you can't really lay down. Like these are like it's happened a couple times. I've woken up and I have to go looking through my sheets to find them because I fell asleep with them on.
You're still relaxed.
Yeah, and obviously I took them out in my sleep somewhere. But I was really impressed by them, I will say.
Yeah, I just wonder why they're only white, because it's like, give me a black one.
They'll get you later.
I had
what do you think? They're not going to do that?
I actually just
insane.
You say you do videos.
I wish they do black though.
And gold.
When are they going to do black? You know what I really want is space black.
I have a question for you because you're a video guy.
Yeah.
So one of my ideas, I wanted to sneak into a building. I won't say which building, so they won't stop me, and make a video. Mm-hmm. So my question was, if you painted those things green, on like could you make could you lip sync to a video using that?
Wait, if you what?
Paint those things, because you can do, like, let's say you paint those things green. Let's just say, for example, I sneak into the Country Music Hall of Fame and make a video, guerrilla style, in the Country Music Hall of Fame. If I paint those things green, could they take them out after, in post?
Paint them green.
You know, can't you do like green screen shit? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they could probably. I mean, it would probably be pretty hard.
Or is it the same thing as white? Would it not matter the color?
Yeah, you could just choose a color, but if the green is just because it's so bright green, there's usually not anything bright green like that.
Yeah, because obviously I've done green screen shit a little bit, but my point is AirPod seems like a good way to guerrilla style do a music video.
They probably have better ones though, like hearing aid type ones. Like that's the cool technology that I have realized lately, that hearing aid technology. You can have a hearing aid now that's also a Bluetooth. You could also listen to music to. So getting a hearing aid nowadays sounds actually cool.
My aunt, who I stay with a lot.
There's an old listener who's listening to the podcast right now. He's like, yeah, it is cool.
It is cool, my day.
Yeah, what better way to show we're getting older? We're talking about hearing aids. But yeah, my aunt's got my aunt, who I stay with a lot. She lives outside kind of Tennessee, and she's got these fucking hearing aids that they hook up to her fucking iPad. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I wonder if she was not really that hard of hearing. It's just like a little bump up. Why not? It's like a robot getting like an upgrade or something.
I can't wait till and the company did this. They put the microchip inside all of the employees. I can't wait till it becomes a point where we've got these things inside of us, and then the hackers come and they hack us, and then we're all like just like toys for some smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to happen for sure.
Can't wait, dude. I'm done with being me. Take over. What are we going to do?
Yeah, the microchip thing's crazy. So this company gave their employees an option to put a microchip in them where they can pay for food at,
Love it.
the vending machine.
Do it. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything.
I'm with you. Give me the fucking microchip. If I'm bored, if I'm tired, I don't want to do the show, let the fucking microchip sing.
So would you guys actually do that? Like maybe just say like Apple Pay. You could have Apple Pay on your hand.
Yeah, sure. Do it. I don't care.
Back to the road. I mean, ain't nothing I've used. No way I've been throwing away money more is that fucking Starbucks app.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just fucking. This thing has turned into I got the battery
coffee
pack.
machine.
This has turned into a fucking debit machine. It's a credit card swiper.
Yeah.
That it just lets me go anywhere with it.
The Starbucks app has to be one of my favorite apps that I use on a daily basis, just because, especially when you're like, say like at the airport, you see this humongous line, you're like, boop, boop, order, and then you just ditch everybody, grab your drink, get the fuck
more
out
importantly, you don't need It's like, I'm going to grab a bottle of water. Where am I going to grab it from? I'm going to grab it from the place where I don't need fucking cash.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You guys got it on lockdown, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. We love AirPods. We love the Starbucks.
I tell you what, I didn't say that before I lived in Georgia, and I just kind of took that from Georgia, and now it's in there all the time, but I'm not from Georgia.
What?
I have no right to say I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what? Is that a Georgia? That's a Georgia?
Well, that's what
a Southern thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a Southern thing. I know it's a Georgia thing.
Well, I hear it everywhere.
I kept on waiting for them to tell me something.
Chris, you don't use apps a lot? Are you not into the
what apps do I use? Let me look at my phone. I like SimCity Build It. I like NPR News. I go to NPR News, and then I listen to the newscast. And I love that because you don't have to wait around. I remember back at C-Lab days, we listened to NPR all the time, and you'd have to just wait. It's a cartoon back in the day. And then you just wait and wait and wait for them to say something about like 9/11 or is what we were waiting for to hear news about. You have to wait. And with this app, you just do newscasts, and it's like you can, and it doesn't matter what your schedule is. It's like TiVo for radio. So I'm obviously iHeartRadio. That stuff exists all over the place. But I like it with the news because then you can find out if we're gonna live or die. You know, you can check that out. And I want to know.
I'd like to get in on the app discussion.
Okay.
You know what I've been digging? Obviously, you know, it's like crucial on the road. Obviously, a big one is the podcast thing, but I've been loving Sirius, my Sirius app.
Yeah, now that they have a special right now. I think you get the first 6 months for free, and they redesigned the app.
Because I'm a huge Stern fan, so
I love Stern.
I need to have it, but I've been surprised how much I've been listening to other channels. It even just like listening to the news channels, it's just, you forget that like watching it's not that important. It's just hearing him. Like, I have like, again, not very country music talk, but I have a new plan that's unlimited, so it doesn't matter how much I listen. So I just listen to.
That's not country.
Yeah, I know. I'm not claiming to be at this.
What would Dolly say?
When I'm on Death Squad, I ain't claiming to be fucking country. Yeah, Dolly don't do no fucking Death Squad.
That
yeah,
would
but
be
it's
his ultimate get, though.
Yeah, right.
I've worked.
Man.
I've worked with some people who've worked with Dolly, and every time
Really?
I'm always like, you know, maybe she seems like kind of fun and crazy. Would she want to sing? And they always just give me this look, like, dude.
You don't know.
Well,
You don't know what she's like without the wig.
Well, no, I mean I think their point is like, yeah, I'll bet she'd like it and think it's funny. But she ain't going fucking anywhere near you. You know, she's got Dollywood. She's got a whole empire. You know.
Yeah.
I've been to Dollywood.
I've been there too. Yeah, it's like.
Is it good? Is it a good park?
It's all right. It's all right.
How are the rides?
I mean, I was pretty young.
Do you like the ride the fucking
the loop-de-loop?
Is
No.
the food thematic? That's what I want. I want thematic food.
But my point is she can't get near someone who sings about fucking and
Right.
shit. It's like, it ain't just, it's not like she's
Isn't that funny, though? Because she's got such big titties.
I know, and you're just,
Yeah.
you know, she's flopping them around all the time.
Her
and-
whole life has been about, like, I am a big
just
titty lady.
And just saying Dolly Parton just immediately got me like thinking about her tits and like wanting to fuck her.
What's great is you look at the old pictures of her, like with Porter Wagner. Man, she was so fucking hot back then.
She's always hot. She's still hot now. I'd hit it now.
Violence in the
absolutely.
street.
I think my wife would let me, too. She'd be like, Dolly? Okay, I understand.
Yeah, I don't think that's cheating.
No. I think everyone gets a Dolly pass.
Yeah, I have like, you know, there's a couple people that I would still fuck, like the Chrissy from Three's Company, I would, or Daisy Duke girl from.
Oh, I haven't seen her in a while.
I went to the Daisy Duke, not the Daisy Duke. I wish there was a Daisy Duke museum. I went to the Duke Brothers Museum, though. Or, Dukes of Hazzard. Wait, what was it called?
Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah, God.
I like how
Brain
you're
fart.
showing. It's like people you'd still fuck. There's Kenny Rogers still fucking.
No, he looks fucking freaky.
Yeah.
Kenny Rogers, to me, I think doesn't. I love, believe you me, I worship Kenny Rogers. Six Pack was like one of my favorite movies growing up, but you know he doesn't really hold up. And
Can I interrupt this for 1 second?
go ahead.
There's an album that I always tell people about. I think it was late 70s, maybe early 80s. Barry Gibb and the Gibb brothers were making a Barry Gibb solo record, right? And then I guess they met Kenny Rogers, and they decided to make it a Kenny Rogers record. So it's called I always forget the fucking name, but it's one of my favorite records of all time. But I'm blanking on it right now because someone's calling it, and it's making me lose my fucking focus. But Eyes That See in the Dark, and it's not on CD, it's not on streaming. It's
good.
It's vinyl only. It's a fucking Kenny Rogers disco record, and
Oh,
it's
wow.
fucking killer.
What's it called again?
Eyes That See in the Dark.
He's got some songs like the
But it's
Lebowski
this-
song that you don't even know that he
Oh yeah,
did.
that's him with the.
He's got
Fifth
some cool
Dimension,
shit.
Right?
He's got
Or
some cool shit.
what was the band called? First Dimension.
I don't know. They were like kind of hippie-ish.
Yeah. But it's like this kind of like weird shit.
I love Kenny Rogers, man.
But he wasn't like really singing though. It's weird if you listen to it.
Hey, put on a song from this album. Can you put up Kenny Rogers? Buried Treasure.
Buried Treasure.
But just hear it's cool hearing like these kind of like what at the time were new beats, but hearing him sing over it, it was great.
Buried.
That's from that record. Yeah, I love it. I love those guitars there.
Now, if the aim in your life is to settle me down, I couldn't change my point of view.
Man, this is good.
I Got a lady in red.
He's kind of like a Bruce Springsteen or a Bob Dylan, like not a really strong singer, but it just like had so much charisma and awesomeness that he got away with it.
Yeah, I love this kind of like, yeah, that's no good.
See, look at it. You could tell he's just got plastic surgery so much that
Well.
he looks weird.
That happens to everybody.
I don't know if I'm gonna do that. Are you gonna do?
What
the
do you mean you
plastic-
don't?
I like how
think
you said
you're
it
gonna-
happens-
You've been in LA too long. There's no way for you not to do it. You've probably already done some stuff and you wouldn't admit to it.
I
in
like how
a
you said
year.
it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Like like we're all gonna get plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It looks so bad. It looks so bad.
I guess if you do it well, no one. That's the whole point is no one will know.
But eventually, it's just kind of like a rotten pumpkin, you know. Eventually, it's just things are gonna melt a little bit, and things are gonna shift, and it's just gonna end up looking like you got like a fin coming out of your face.
I'm more worried about the weird things, like your ears getting big. Can you imagine just if your ears grow like maybe 1/3 of this size?
Just let Mother
Like
Nature
one
do what
ear.
it's
yeah,
gonna do.
but I'm excited for my balls to kind of drop too.
Oh, Ari Shafir's balls have
That's what I
dropped
heard.
recently, and like seriously, I would say 12 inches that they hang.
Well, I did his podcast and he fucking mooned me and his fucking sack was hanging out.
Was his clam showing?
Well, I actually turned my head away, but I saw a bit of his asshole. Not his podcast though. What's the sports one?
It's Punch Drunk Sports.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I play a character on there called Sports Band because I hate sports, and so I just go on there and actually talk sports the whole time, though, more than they do.
But you don't know shit what you're talking about.
Well, no, I just go on my phone. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe Dan Marino. Have you been? You know.
Well, it was a cool podcast because
That's what I would do if I was a stand-up
you
and I had a
could-
tour. I'd just be like, oh my god, I can't believe what's going on right now in Cleveland. Just read the headlines.
Oh, I did that on San Diego. I said because we were in San Diego, then I was gonna meet my girlfriend the next night. We had 2 nights in Phoenix, and I called saying I was like Spinal Tap shit. How you doing, Phoenix? Blah blah blah. And by the third song, my guitar player comes. We're in San Diego, and I was calling him.
I've done that.
Yeah, and it was like I can't believe I did it, but after having done it, it totally makes sense now why. I was just like thinking about the next day and how we were gonna get there and how long the drive was, and you know, it's so easy to just fucking forget every fucking venue now. They're all fucking House of Blues and shit. They all fucking.
I
look
was
the same.
I was looking at a daycare, and the lady says to me, "I need this application by Wednesday. I need to know if you're gonna go to this place by Wednesday." And I said, "Okay, what day is it?" And it's like such a tour question to ask because you have. And I'm like, man,
'Cause every night's-
I've
every night's-
toured for
every
so
night's Saturday
long.
night.
I have no idea. You know, you just lose the concept of time, and you're like that way when you're not touring too. So it's like it's
Yeah, I'm
meaningless.
still in touring mode where every night's kind of Saturday. You know, it's like you told me about this. I'm like, oh fuck, 3:00. How the fuck am I gonna get up and over there by 3:00?
No,
It really is a journey. It's like a Lord of the Rings kind of a journey to get here.
Oh, because you go through these winding
Yeah, my
roads at one
Hills, and you're like,
point.
it's farther than you think it's going to be, and you're
Yeah.
like, man, this movie's long. After a little while, and then you're there.
But a killer ending.
Yeah,
yeah, it's kind of cool.
and then some prequels.
I got really angry the other day because I stream now. I don't have cable anymore. I use DirecTV Now and like Hulu and stuff like that.
Now I want to be able to hook. Can you help me with this? I want to be able to like open up my phone and DVR shit at home. How do you do that?
It's hard to do. It's not cool yet.
Yeah, that's not cool. Well, you can do it now with certain like I think YouTube. You can do it now. Like if you have YouTube's cable, they have like cable.
But I had a friend the other day who was telling me about a new show, and he's like, oh, and he was like, here, he just took it out. We were talking about it with a few friends at this new show. He said was good.
Yeah, any new show you can see like a full episode right away if they have any sense.
Well, that's the thing too. Is now Who Gives a Fuck is on Netflix.
Right.
But go on. Sorry.
But I use my phone as my remote control for my TV because you can buy a TV nowadays and it has this little baby remote that you lose like all the time, and so I couldn't find that remote and my app wasn't working and it was stuck on this channel, so I was just like fuck it. But it was one of those things where every commercial break they showed the exact same commercial. It was like one of those channels, and it was for that Trivago. And I had seen this commercial like 1,000 times. You know the guy, the Trivago guy.
Yeah, they switched it.
He creeped me out. Well, they did, but they brought him back.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Hotel.
This
Yeah,
guy.
fuck this motherfucker.
Fuck this guy, right?
Yeah, I
and,
hate it.
and it's like one of the early.
What were they going for here? Just like he's not good looking, he's not ugly. He's just couldn't be more fucking generic.
Stupid face.
Yeah.
And then there's like one commercial. He's like he didn't shave. So he's like all scruffy. And it's like, why are you all scruffy? You're in a professional commercial here. And then the first one, he doesn't wear a belt, and it drives me crazy because he just has like these loose pants on with no belt, and I hate that guy.
Sure.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Poor guy.
But anyways, this
Poor guy. And then they switched it. Then they switched it to the girl, and you're like, you know what? I don't care about the belt. I want you back.
I know, because they found a way to make a girl as annoying as him somehow. Like, cause I think it's actually because they're pointing at things that aren't there and like rearranging
Very Minority
things.
Report.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found with the commercials nowadays, it seems like you see each one 50 times, and I'm always watching, like, I've seen this 50 times, I still don't know what the fuck it's for. Like, you're doing how can a commercial be this bad? Like, remember the old days, just, it's them drinking a beer, but drink Bud Light? Like, nowadays, like, I'm not being funny, I don't know what Trivago is.
Yeah, and you know why? It's because their spokesman and how they're selling it is so annoying and infuriating that you're not even paying attention. It's like
It sounds like you're paying attention, bud.
No,
you
I'm
need to
just
know if he's
angry.
wearing a belt or not.
Well, I'm seeing it as,
paying attention to the wrong thing.
but can you tell me what Trivago is?
Yeah, I know what it is actually because I saw the commercial 100 times. It's one of those like hotel search apps where it.
Well, then,
it's
but
just like nothing. It's like Priceline.
Is that the time to get into that business?
No, it's not. That's why it's so annoying. Also, it's like, yeah, we know about this.
Yeah, exactly. It's also too. I got my Holiday Inn Express points. I don't need Trivago.
There's one app that I've been using a lot that I highly recommend. It's called Nextdoor.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's great.
I was gonna say that was the third app I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's
Hold on.
pretty much Reddit
I feel sad
for your neighborhood.
But the meetups though, I feel like my neighborhood's so sad and cute, but like this is so sad that they all want to hang out and.
I kind of like it.
Have you gone to a next door hangout?
I have not.
It helps you hang out.
Someone's got to talk to us and tell us what it's like. It sounds.
It helps
so
you hang
crazy
out
to
with your
me.
neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to make it so my phone doesn't have the ability to download that app. I want to make sure I get nowhere near.
But it's so funny sometimes, and like it's always some like woman who's like, I'm looking out my window right now, and he doesn't look good. I'm telling you guys.
I know. See, it's pretty much it's Hollywood gossip for your neighborhood, and it's
that'd be fun.
And it's great for like suspicious person. Somebody stole a package off my porch. Have you seen this cat? I have a free.
No, you ain't sold me yet.
I have a free desk if anyone wants it. See, I'm kind of lucky because I live in this neighborhood where it's all Disney animators and
You
executives.
know, the internet has made us all gypsies.
Huh?
With Let Go and everything. Like we're all like bringing like stuff to each other's houses. Like I'll give you one desk for 2 chairs.
Well, there's some good deals too. Like, and these are like nice houses. Like, here's a nice washer and dryer, $200.
I've done it, man. I've done it.
Oh, as a way to like you not have to fucking deliver it to them. You're right there.
Well, it's kind of like it's more. It's not like Craigslist where it's just random people. It's people that have to like live in your neighborhood.
It'd also
and
be good
stuff
to
like that.
just if it's next door, it's easier to fucking grab.
Oh yeah. I almost bought an ice cream maker from this chick the other day, but then I just didn't want to meet her. It's like no, I couldn't. I just don't want to meet.
You never want to let any women know that you eat ice cream. You're not allowed to eat ice cream if you're a guy.
I want to get one of those ice cream makers.
Ice cream is fucking tasty, man. I have a question for you.
Like a lost turtle.
What years were you touring?
I'm still touring.
You're still touring, okay.
I actually have dates coming up. I'm playing. I'm opening up for a band called Ninja Sex Party, which is really they're very huge, and all of their shows are sold out.
Well, I've heard of them. Is that?
They're on YouTube. But it's so funny. Like YouTube is this whole thing, and I kind of picked up on it on Warped Tour, where it's like the new Beatles, and it's bigger than TV or radio or anything. Bigger than the.
What's that?
Just people that are on YouTube that like.
Yeah.
I think it's less about like content and more about people like personalities and people that they can kind of just like become friends with in their own mind.
I've found that and I'll give you a plug. I found that for me with podcasts. It's just like that first tour was hey man, heard about you on Rogan, heard about you on Rogan, heard about you. It's like doing SNL every weekend for fucking 6 months. And I did, I've done a few other ones recently. Bert Kreischer, Segura too. Those things are fucking huge, man.
Yeah, they're great. Chris, I don't know. I think I told you this. One thing was cool. I played Alaska recently, and
I just got an offer to play there. I don't know. Was it fun? That's a no.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. It was just that for comedy, it's a little different than music. For comedy, it's like they don't really have comedy. A lot of people don't go to comedy shows in Alaska. Like, so it's like a lot of noobs, you know, so they don't really know how to act. And there's not a lot of fans out there because they're not really into comedy. No one tweets out there, I noticed. So if you're a big Twitter guy, like there's no one really. But it was really cool because the place I played, Chris had played, and all the chefs had it, like if you go in the kitchen, they have MC Chris posters all over the walls. And so,
nice.
So I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, yeah. I've traveled far and wide, and yeah, that's the best thing that could possibly happen to a venue is if a bartender, or I just did Comic-Con and the security came up to me like, we all wanted to work tonight. Him and his brother did security. Like, we want to work tonight because we wanted to see your show. So if you have somebody at the venue that works there that wants to see your show, that's like the best feeling you can have. Yeah. Nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how good the show goes.
Right.
It's just for that. It's just for that person. They're already so stoked.
I'll come back. It's like they know I like, Kentucky bourbon. There'll be a bottle. Like, we're just psyched to see, like, we're basically we're having you here because we want to see the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that's as good as it gets. There's a place in Burlington, Vermont.
It's basically we're paying
keeps booking me, and they're
basically paying you $5,000 for a ticket.
Yeah,
or whatever. I don't know your rate, but whatever.
And it's like my show in Burlington, Vermont. I don't know if we're gonna do it this year, but it's obviously that the management just likes me to kind of come to their town and make jokes because they're bored at work.
Yeah, that's the best.
Well, that happens. What's happened with us too is is like, people try, if they're big fans, like we played Costa Mesa now a couple times instead of LA. Wow. Because the Costa Mesa guy wants us so bad he'll outbid the LA people. So it gets us into some weird areas, which is kind of fun, actually. Not that Costa Mesa is a place you need to hang out in, but
I'll hang out anywhere. I can have fun anywhere. That's one thing touring definitely taught me.
Yeah, I want to expand because I could see who listens to the podcast. I know where fans are. And
so you actually see like where they are.
Yeah. Okay. So
how many listeners do we have right now?
Well, live, I don't know how much live.
Oh man,
it's the thing is, it's
can't
like
type it up on the computer.
Well, it's like the main listeners are the MP3. It's no one's the video.
For like, iTunes, you mean?
Yeah, the video is like 5% of the.
What kind of downloads you get? What?
It depends which podcast.
What are the numbers?
But it's a lot. I mean,
give me some numbers here.
But what I'm saying is like Australia. Like there's a lot of fans in Australia. But flying to Australia is fucking expensive, and that's a risk.
Want to hear something crazy? Speaking of Australia, so Australia's fucking is craziness. There's the country music station, TV station in Australia plays my music in rotation there.
Oh wow!
Like you can turn on TV and see "Fuck You, Bitch" in the middle of the day.
That's awesome.
And so they offered me the biggest country music festival in fucking Australia. And I got a call saying that one of the sponsors of the festival is actually subsidized and sponsored by the Australian government.
Oh wow!
And the government said that they wouldn't sponsor it if I played.
Oh shit!
So I immediately went on to I was about to go play in Australia, not on the plane or anything, but like I was getting ready like in the next month or two to play an Australian music festival, and the government fucking said I can't go.
That's cool though.
Up.
Yeah, I tried to turn it into like a cool badass thing, but I don't think people get riled up about Australia, unfortunately.
Oh, they used to.
A couple Australian dudes were like, "Oh man, that's a bummer," but they got over it faster than I had hoped.
It's also weird when you find out like places like, oh, I could actually probably sell a show in Hong Kong or China or Korea or Japan. There's actually people out there that listen to podcasts that know me and stuff.
Yeah, there's weird little pockets when you have music like this, like and you also realize too the importance of noise and talk, no matter what it is. Because what happened was there was a like kind of the LA Weekly of Houston, the Houston, I think it's called the Houston Press. There was a woman there who fucking thought my music was so fucking offensive. She would write about it every fucking week and talk about how shitty I was. And the people who distribute my albums call me up like, "What's going on in Houston?
Are you dating this girl?
No, they go, "What's going on in Houston?" I go, "What do you mean?" They go, "You're fucking, that's your biggest market." Because a woman was fucking attacking me every week.
Yeah.
And all she was doing was selling me records. We went there to play. It's fucking sold out in 2 seconds.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how they fucking that's where I think, and I don't. Again, let's get into politics for 1 second, although we weren't supposed to. That's what I think is Trump's biggest problem, because where he comes from, all press is good press. One of the few jobs where that's not true is what he's doing now. You don't want negative press, but yeah, if you're a businessman or trying to sell a TV show or something, yes. Anything that get your name out there is good, but when you're president, you just don't want negative. I mean, negative press is bad. But for me trying to get my name out there and sell records, negative press is fucking killer.
Oh yeah.
Because people get pissed. Who's this offensive guy you're talking about? I want to go hear him.
I mean, that's like if
You've never had anyone take a swing at you or throw something at you?
No, I got hit with the beer can on this last tour, and I was so fucking pissed. By the way, Philly, go fuck yourself. I was playing Philly, and this dude hit me with a beer can. I was so fucking pissed. I go, I ain't playing another. Security there was shit. I go, I ain't playing another fucking song until you kick this fucker out. And there was no security, and it became martial law. The fucking crowd picked him up, took him out because they wanted to hear the next song.
Are you serious?
They fucking threw him out of the club.
That's badass.
Yeah, it's like it's now self security, and
People like it when you kick people out of shows.
yeah, it's really fun to do. So don't threaten me.
Yeah. I hate when a comedy club doesn't have security. Like they expect like the one 15-year-old
I was kidding,
kid.
by the way. I threw out too many people, and
Yeah.
it's bad.
Wait, why would you have to throw people out? Just
I'd have to throw people out because I was a person performing for an audience, the people that watched Adult Swim, and they had never been to a bar before. They've never been to a concert
What do
in
you
a
mean,
bar
Don't Swim?
where they drank a lot.
Okay.
And
Is that
it's
slang?
cartoons, and so like a lot of people just got wasted. And you know, by the time I show up, if they show up there at doors, by the time I came on, they were wasted and messing up the show. And I would just act like a stand-up because I come from comedy and TV and everything. And so if somebody's messing with your show, you get rid of them, right? Is that what a comedian would do?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they want to just get
Well,
through the set.
yeah, and especially it's more intense when it's a comedian because it's pretty much, hey, you have to hear me talk. There's no. You know,
See, I would talk though. I think but
can't
it's
imagine that,
on
yeah.
me too because I would challenge the audience into like listening to my Star Wars jokes or my Fallout jokes in between songs. And some people weren't ready for that. That was a brand new thing that nobody did ever. So
right.
you know,
I liked it.
I like it too. That's who I am.
I love it. I think I would love to see you just do comedy and improv sometime.
Well, you're always pushing me in that direction,
So,
and
like-
I'm definitely building a really solid Star Wars hour.
Oh,
I
yeah?
shouldn't have said that. Someone's gonna take that.
Do you want to do Comedy Monday at the Comedy Store?
It's solid though. I did Hope one tour for a year, and I did just Hope jokes, and then last tour I did Empire for
So
a
wait a
whole
second.
year.
With the hip hop, you do some comedy in there.
Yeah, it's like
In between songs.
it's all funny stuff.
yeah.
It's supposed to be taken kind of
I'll
lightheartedly.
fucking fuck with people or make fun of the town and shit, but I don't do.
I'll do a 15-minute monologue about Bespin.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
It's great too, man. And then
If you know it, it's fun. If you
Yeah.
don't know it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go.
Do you play
piss
much
or-
in the South?
Yeah, I have. I actually, Florida and I are really tight. And Atlanta, the shows have been always
Florida
good.
is people don't understand like when they get, and you'll understand this though. They come to fucking. There's a few places that are just fucking hard. Like Denver's the hardest because everyone wants me to come to Denver, but there's no routing that fucking works. Like,
Oh well,
you
no,
just got-
Denver's like my best show of tour, so I ain't skipping that place.
can't-
I don't know how things are, but it's definitely it's like a new
to get-
Vegas
but-
the way people are
but
with
to
the
get-
weed.
Denver's
but,
great.
But to
yeah.
get to when I'm in the bus with the band and everything, like we got to make an effort. It's like a full day drive from the nearest.
Yeah, well,
place we're
those
playing.
drives from in between, I don't know where you're coming from, but we've been coming from like those I states, Idaho and Iowa and stuff. Not Idaho, Iowa. You going up Iowa, you got to go through, what is it, Nebraska. You got to go to Denver, and then you go up to the Northwest, and all those drives are like 8-hour, 10-hour crazy drives.
Yeah, I hate. Yeah, I mean like we just did West Coast. Portland, San Francisco is fucking. Who gives a shit?
Right.
But then all of a sudden when you do the fucking, there's nothing really close to Denver really.
No, except for Colorado Springs and.
Yeah, we don't have like I don't know what I
not
have
mandatory.
much of a market there, but we we did I just lost my fucking train of thought. We did, like I said, we did Costa Mesa instead of LA and some weird fucking like it's why people listen to, I never thought people would listen to fucking country music out west, but we're fucking
Oh yeah, well there's no such thing as the South, in my opinion. I mean David Cross made this joke so long ago. He was just like, rednecks are in Alaska. Rednecks are in every state.
I
like
agree with that.
listening to country music and
I think for what I do is more throwback country is everyone kind of like dig
especially now. My brother lives in Grand Rapids, and him and his family they go to like country music. But he grew up on like Led Zeppelin and Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
And,
I think
like,
it's people
still
it
different
became
now.
it became mass
people
appeal.
are calling it the new rock, which I don't agree with, but it is one of the few genres where you can see real musicians
It's like
play.
it's
Yeah.
although you excluded obviously, and I'm sure there's a lot of acts like you that aren't really family oriented, but country music, like most of it is you can kind of guarantee that it's going to be something you can like enjoy with your square family, you know.
Yeah, and I've ruined that. But
Well, good.
because that's been the fun of it. But so we can't play the fucking festivals. Although this one festival took a shot at us and put us on at midnight for like a late night party, and God, we had a fucking blast. you know?
Yeah.
It's such a crapshoot with
Chris
with
Stapleton
booking.
played on the main stage, and then we went on at midnight, and it was great.
You never know when you're gonna have a great time. Sometimes I have great times at shows that didn't go well, and like it's just me and a smaller amount of people, and like that was just the best vibe for some reason, and everything worked out. The jokes were so great, and you're like, oh, I wish somebody had taped that. That would have been awesome.
Tomorrow morning, I'm going to Minnesota and playing the Mall of America for a week. Have you guys ever been to Minnesota?
I've been to the Mall of America.
We just played St. Paul.
Oh yeah, how was it?
Those are for some reason some of my best. We've played there twice now. It was my best gigs. But what do you mean playing the Mall of America?
The House of Comedy.
Okay.
They have a comedy.
I thought
club
you meant
in the
like
mall.
like in the old days where Tiffany would like play in the mall or something.
Yeah. No,
I always play this place where Prince filmed Purple Rain.
Oh yeah, First Avenue,
Edmonton.
Yeah, I always play the small room there.
I just got back 3 days ago from Edmonton. 2 days ago.
It's always
from
crazy because it always sells out. It's like packed to capacity. There's no room to sell merch or like even move. And it's always like a crazy show. And my brother's always there because he's a teacher there. And last time I was there, Trump won. And
am I right that it's First Avenue?
First Avenue, I think it is.
Yeah,
correct.
because we're gonna next time we go back there, we have to move up, so that we're thinking about playing there.
I asked for a tour of his the green room, the Prince, what would be Prince's green room,
Yeah.
and they're like, he wouldn't hang out here though. He would usually like come right before. He would just like walk from the car onto stage.
Wow.
And sometimes he would bring his guitar, like if a big band had sold the place out, like Arcade Fire or something, he would come there and like wait on the side of the stage and wait to come on. And the person who was giving me a tour was like, but because it was like a beat track or whatever, it was like you couldn't improvise or anything, so
Right.
they just never had a place where he could come on. So he's like, oh fuck this, and he split. And I was like, oh, that's a cool story that he would just like show up to jam, but also a little sad
Yeah.
because like
Because some of the best parts is hanging out in the green room, meeting the staff, ordering nachos.
Well, what's crazy that's back
at the Troubadour, you would always come support me at the Troubadour.
Yeah,
hanging out in the green
love
room.
that place.
Yeah, we've done the Troubadour. We're actually, and I think I can say this. We're thinking about doing a 3-night run at the Troubadour.
Oh wow!
In December,
That'd be great, man.
which would be really fun. But I don't know.
Fucking love it.
It's not official yet, so can you not air this podcast? No, I'm kidding.
You know that it's where John Lennon and
Harry Nilsson.
who'd they heckle? They heckled the Smothers Brothers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, so many people. And then I saw Billy Joel at Dodger Stadium, and he was talking about, oh yeah, he played the Troubadour. You know, he played it so many nights. Everybody played the Troubadour.
Yeah.
Like
That's where Elton John had his first big gig.
Joni Mitchell. Wow. So many people.
It was cool. It's a cool. I always like places. That's why my main reason, in the back of my head, why I hate those kind of like House of Blues, small, like these kind of corporate clubs. It's like I like the places like that with the history there. You
Yeah.
know, like we played this place in Milwaukee, which was like this big complex almost. Was just like they're showing me, there's. Even if it's not that old, like old Nirvana posters and shit, I just want to know that some good music had been there.
I played Blind Pig in Ann Arbor. That's where Nirvana played, and
I think
I just played the Viper Room where
I
River
love
Phoenix died.
Yeah, Viper Room's
I love
great.
history too because it makes the tour less.
The
boring.
only thing about the Viper Room is that the stage is so high up. It's kind of.
Someone told me that I've
weird.
never played there, but we got an offer once, and someone told me that because it was made by Johnny Depp, that the sound is super good because he loves good sound.
I think the sound was good, if memory serves, but sometimes it doesn't, and I'm left there with no service.
We did we've been fucking around with one of our podcasts.
We're playing the Stash at the intersection in Grand Rapids. To answer your question,
I know the Stash. I play it.
Cool place.
Great sound, nice staff, really nice staff.
And the Shelter in Detroit, if you know that.
That venue is where the only time my father saw me perform.
Oh really?
Right before he
What did he
died.
say? Oh, what did he
Sorry,
like it?
get heavy. No, he was like, "You're an abomination. You've always been an embarrassment to me and your forefathers."
So so that was a good gig for you.
Yeah, it was. It worked out.
That's great.
He brought everything on my rider.
I don't let my parents see me do comedy.
It's my mom follows me on Facebook, and it just kills it.
Well, yeah, I had to make fake Facebook pages for my parents, where I just post a waterfall every couple months.
You seriously have a fake one?
Yeah, and it's so funny because like people will think that it's like my real profile, and so there's like a couple people that I would like accept, just so they can see it. But yeah, I literally just every couple months I'll take a picture of like a flower or go, hey, like me and my
At the
girlfriend.
same time, I want my mom to know who I am. I mean, like, I'm so old.
Yeah, no,
I'm so old. It feels stupid to like be hiding at this age.
Well, I brought him to a show. They came to a couple shows, and it's mixed reactions because it's weird playing "fuck you, bitch" in front of your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially I'm wearing the shades, and I'm watching them.
My mom won't do it. She's never seen a show. It's too loud.
Yeah.
Too loud.
Too loud.
Yeah, all my family, like I said, is from Nashville. Whenever I play Nashville, they basically just said, "We've tapped out. We've seen you. We've been in there."
It's funny how your friends and the people that are close to you, they get like so bored so quickly with the really cool thing you do.
Because they thought it was gonna be backstage and drugs or whatever. Even not.
Well, then they see how boring it is, and they're just like, meh.
Yeah, it's like
You might as well be like, working at the last Blockbuster, which would be a cool job.
Dude, did you see the last Blockbuster?
Do I give
on
you
Twitter?
great segues or
Yeah,
what?
I know. Have you seen
It's
the
like throwing ball.
Are you texting him?
right? The last Blockbuster on Twitter. You guys see that?
I saw the last Blockbuster in Alaska.
You did?
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go see it.
Hey,
I drove up to a cabin though and wrote a Freddy Krueger album.
Well, I guess there's a few of the Blockbusters
There's
left.
still a
but
few
they're-
left?
They're not owned by the
Blockbuster.
company anymore. They're like just franchises on their own. But there's one called Lone Blockbuster on Twitter, and it's in I don't even know what state it's in. Fuck, I don't even know what state it is. But their Twitter's hilarious.
give me one.
Let's see. Well, somebody watched the store for an hour. Wada brought her drone, and we want to take it down by the quarry.
I don't even know why that's funny, but it makes.
No, but
real.
they're pretty much saying like the store is so dead that you just watch it for an hour. Asking us why we don't have Blu-rays is like a homeless person why they don't have a MacBook Pro. Okay.
Oh, you didn't need to hurt him.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious why he doesn't have one. He's experiencing hard times.
Yeah, he's fucking.
Things are rough. Maybe don't rub it in.
He's a little cash poor right now.
We're watching Titanic, and the boob part starts in 15 minutes. If you guys want to get down here,
I like that. Yeah, because I used to always go in those stores and hang out for ride my bike there and then just hang out in the store and watch a movie.
it is pretty sad that's a thing because it was really nice going.
Is it
into a
sad
movie.
though? But when you're sitting at home and you just load up the movie you want to watch, you find it sad then? Probably not.
No, but I would still go into a Blockbuster.
I love the Blockbuster smell. I think that should be a candle.
Well, I used to. I mean, it was. I think they made fun of it, but I used to like talking to the guys. What's good? You would discover shit. It's like record stores.
Right.
You find a cool guy. Hey, I really dug that. Whatever Clash CD you showed me. Was there more shit like? Because in Kentucky, you can't find the shit.
I had my town on lockdown. I didn't have to pay for a rental at any store by the time I was a senior in high school. I didn't have to pay for anything.
Really?
Yeah, I got hookup everywhere. Dog Ear Video and Blockbuster on Milwaukee Ave.
Wow, that's nice.
To all those
Damn.
people that know exactly what I'm talking about.
You told me this guy's the real shit. I know the idea. Is that. Well, I want to ask you as an expert here.
All right.
So, I keep hearing that. So Twitter's not. Do you think Twitter's on a downhill? Obviously, with the president using it, but everyone's telling me Instagram's way bigger. What's the big place now? Is the guy who needs to market his shit?
Well, I think Twitter's still very powerful, and I think their problem is they're just not getting new users because everyone has a Twitter. But then you go to Alaska, like I said, and no one used it.
You don't feel like things are shifting to Instagram?
It definitely.
That's what I feel.
Instagram definitely has taken
And
over.
I feel like Facebook is fucking dead.
I fucking hate Facebook, but then again. I was just in Edmonton, and that's what everyone used Facebook. No one even used Instagram.
Well,
I still use Facebook. That's 200,000 followers, and I still make CDs. They sold at more than vinyl did last tour. So there's stuff that still might seem archaic,
Right.
But not everybody's on the cutting edge.
Well,
Yeah,
that's.
I agree.
I mean, one of the things is country music still sells a lot of physical CDs, but because I'm banned so many places, I lose out. I mean, these big artists sell a fucking lot of country CDs at fucking Walmart, but I
Right.
just can't be there. Which is what got
you can't do a Walmart edition.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't want to do a censored version.
What what if it was a censored version where you got the free dirty version download?
I think
That's still counted
I
as
think they would. I mean, people don't realize that when Eminem puts out an album, he probably has nothing to do with it. But there's an. Am I right here? But there is a Walmart version where it's just everything. The censored version that
I'm sure.
that Eminem fucking hates and he doesn't want to listen to, but it's
Right.
there and it's making him a boatload of money. But yeah,
I remember the 2 Live Crew censored version where record stores, like a lot of them.
One of the crew just passed. Did you
I
know
know.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, people. That's happened to you, I'm sure. We talked about the other day on a different podcast, which is when you accidentally download the clean version, you're so fucking pissed.
So pissed. Oh, I hate that so much. Well, guys, you guys have anything you want to promote? Anything else?
Like
you
I
wanna
said,
promote?
I got these dates. I'm opening up for Ninja Sex Party. You can't go to any of these shows. They're all sold out. But
really?
Yeah.
Damn.
But there are 2 shows.
Hold on, show me those dates.
But they're not up yet. But Baltimore and Carborough those tickets are available, and you can buy those tickets on the 29th. I'll be in Baltimore at the Metro Gallery. Sold it out last time. Carborough, Cat's Cradle Back Room, sold it out last time. Come back. We're going to do it again. And then check us out at Labor Day at Dragon Con in Atlanta. It's an awesome convention. And I texted my friend who's the teacher in Stranger Things. I'm like, are you going to be there? He's like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be there. And then I booked it. I played it 10 years ago.
Wow.
On my birthday. I can't wait. It's going to be so dope.
We played
I love that
Atlanta,
show.
and I had a blast. I did some Adult Swim shit there.
Oh, yeah.
And you work for them?
Those are my people.
Yeah, I had fun. I had a really weird. I did some fish tank thing. You know what that is?
Fish Center, yeah.
What's that?
You work with my buddy Matt.
Oh, you played the fish where it's just fish. It's almost a game.
I thought it was
Like,
online, and then they called and said it aired on TV the other night.
Yeah, I've seen it on
You
TV.
never know.
Yeah,
you
it
never
was
know
fun,
what's going to happen.
But go to WheelerWalkerJr.com. What is it? /tour, I think.
Yeah.
And my tour is starting to. We got some dates selling out, so hurry up and buy them because
Yeah,
we're starting to add some second nights. Kansas City, I think, we're moving to a new venue because we got to get bigger place. But I think
that's awesome.
the last one is at Austin. We may add a second night. I'm not sure.
Oh, Stubbs. Yeah.
That's actually Stubbs is my favorite barbecue
Yeah.
in Austin.
I
I
love
like it.
Like the actual food.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
it.
cool.
I like it.
That's one of my favorite things too about a venue is if they got good food.
Yeah.
Gas Monkey, I've been
I
there
like
too.
the I always forget the name.
How's
of it.
Gas Monkey?
Crescent Moon in Arizona. I don't know if it's the name of the place. Crescent Ballroom, something like that.
Oh yeah, no. Well,
what is
there's
it?
a Crescent Ballroom in Portland.
I can't think of it, but they got the best burrito.
We
I'm sorry,
played a
and you
fu-
guys are so awesome to me. I'm sorry I can't think of your name.
And we
right
played a place in Phoenix that had great fucking food too.
now. That's the best.
That's one thing that's hard when you're on the road, like not going to Canada and going, I have to get poutine or I have to get the barbecue or I have to get the po' boy sandwich. And,
It's hard to put your finger on Canada.
Yeah, I know.
We still have not done Canada.
Really? Oh, it's
I never do it
huge.
because it's so hard with the border and the merch. So
Yeah.
I'm doing a date for the Ninja Sex Party though.
I don't want to do it just because it's a pain in the ass, but yeah, we do pretty well album-wise over there, and we've gotten some decent offers, but we just never got. I guess maybe Seattle would be a good way to go to whatever, and I just hate going to East Coast too. So
Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on
Yes.
Twitter _MCChris_MCChris at Instagram. MCChris.com for links.
and he just followed me back on Twitter. I just saw the alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we bros now.
I'll be at the House of Comedy this week in Minnesota at the Mall of America with Kate Quigley. That's the 16th through the 20th. Also, at the Comedy Store, there's no Kill Tony this week, August 21st. So we are doing a secret show. I think Ron White is going to be on it.
I met him I had fun at Kill Tony.
He's so great, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's and Burt Kreischer, I believe, is also on it. Sarah Weinschink's on it. So that's the 21st. Also, if you want to get your fidget spinner game on, you can go to shopsquad.tv. We got some hats. We also have the new Death Squad T-shirt. Death
Shit's
King.
tight.
Death King. So go
Chicken
to
fries.
shopsquad.tv.
You get the chicken fries?
Get the chicken fries.
What do you get at Burger King when you go to
I
Burger King?
hate Burger King with a passion.
I'm with you.
Not
on
even
that.
the fries?
No. Fuck Burger King in the ass.
Wow.
Because I grew up with Burger King. My dad used to always take me to Burger King, and it used to be good. But nowadays, it's
The chicken sandwich in the 80s
sucks.
was the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tasty in the old days. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Have our tastes changed? Well, I don't want to keep going. We got to stop. But have our tastes changed or just
The ingredients
it
have
just got shitty?
changed. That
The-
was
the
the point of
ingredients-
the Stephen King, and when he goes back in time and he kills the JFK's assassin, first thing he does is he has a root beer. He's like, oh my god, this root beer is so good. It's so good because it's not all this
natural,
fake shit.
like
Yeah.
the Mexican Coke, kind of.
Yeah.
kind of. But even that's all. Everything's wrong. Everything's broken. Everything's poison. Have a great night.
We were born at the wrong time, although we do get podcasts.
Peace out, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening to What Brian Red Band Do. I'll try to do this more. See you guys later.
Thanks, man.
And I am here.